you.
With that comment you said there, how much I want to enjoy fun employment.
Yeah, the jobless gang is good. I will say everybody I know who's currently fun employed, which actually there's a lot of people right now because of the economy being what it is.
Yeah.
It's like it's only fun if you can afford it. You know, everyone else is suffering. So, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
Super quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my bad. I forgot to unmute you properly. Okay,
Oh,
I fixed it. Hello
it's
again.
not fun. Mhm.
Hello.
Hello.
What
Hello,
food have you
chat.
got there, Rin?
I made cabbage rolls.
Oh,
With-
wait, is that with enoki? That looks so good.
Enoki, pork, and Taiwanese cabbage. And I got my dip here.
That sounds
have
delicious.
some
What's your
in
dip
between.
made of?
It's just soy, chili, what was the other one? Sesame and lemon juice and something else. I can't remember.
You're so fancy.
What? Really?
That sounds fancy to me. My fanciest dipping sauce is gochujang, honey, and soy sauce, which is the most basic shit of all time.
I have that. I just didn't decide to do that today.
It's so, it goes with everything, I swear to God. I have my Chinese dumplings with this Korean ass sauce. My mom yelled at me.
I just need to get rid of the recipes before they go bad. It's just why.
Yeah, that's
cabbage
real.
rolls today. Yeah.
Very real, very real. Cabbage rolls is
And
very good for
drinking.
leftovers.
We're drinking today, chat.
Yeah, Bamboo's like, what's the tea? And I'm like, oh, it's alk.
It's alk today.
Okay, why don't we do a quick introduction as to like why we feel the need to bust out the alk today? Not
Yes.
not exactly an easy conversation.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll let Rin explain.
Okay. Well, so I wrote about this the other day, chat, about how I feel like I think it's time for me to kind of move on with my career in the space, but that does face a lot of difficulties coming up right now, especially financially. For the last 10 years, I've been streaming, or not streaming, content creation, but for like 8 years of that, I have been streaming. And then obviously during the time when there was the pandemic and Hoyoverse and Genshin all came out, my channel made some pretty massive leaps. I started to see like real revenue for once, and I started to, think like, oh, maybe I could probably finally make it and make this into like some kind of living, and just kind of plan my future around that. I did end up buying a house because it did get that lucrative up to a point. But these days, not so much. Things have quieted down significantly. People grow up and move on, right? It is my job as a content creator to attract people to the audience, but I haven't really changed my way of posting so far as like, I don't really like clickbaiting. I don't like drama videos. I don't like causing shit with people. And I tend to just kind of either lock in onto one thing or just post about something that people don't even care about, which is what I like to do. But unfortunately, a lot of how YouTube and everything works, you have to be kind of on the ball with, especially as a gamer, you want to be relevant. You want to keep on top of current things that are going on. And so I burn out a lot. So the first burnout I had a panic attack on stream, unfortunately. And then so I took like probably almost a year off until my community told me, hey, you should try out Infinity Nikki. It might be something that you enjoy because, fashion and things like that. So I did give it a try and I ended up liking it, right? But it quickly became something where it showed signs of being good. So I tried to monetize it right away because I needed to find a way out of this hole that I found myself in. And the moment you monetize anything that becomes some kind of hobby, it definitely turns into this thing that you hate to do gradually over time. And I think for like 200 days in a row, I would post something related to Infinity Nikki, and it did well, but God, it took so much energy out of me. I was up late to like 4 a.m. sometimes, losing sleep. I couldn't really get back into shape. I was just stressed out. It costs money to hire an editor. And then I had to do it. And yeah, just keeping up with the demands of everyone. Then there's that whole 1.5 kerfuffle that happened with Infinity Nikki. And then I brought more negative attention in. So I took a break from that, and just ever since I took that break, I haven't had the will to go back into anything. And then you're just watching all your metrics just kind of like slowly disappear, and everyone leaves and goes away, and you slowly become more irrelevant. And you don't want to tell people to come watch your stream, because I feel like as a creator, you need to attract people in on your own and kind of work for it yourself. So I had probably the biggest crash out I've ever had, like a couple weeks ago. I shared like a post on my private account, and some friends, including Ying, was there, who reached out to me about it and talked about it, tried to help me out of that little depressive episode for a bit. Forgive me if I get a little choked up here, because yeah, it's hard. It's very hard to go through. So yeah, it's kind of why we're here right now. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what do I want to do? Because I don't want to do that again. It's too much work and it's not working. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at.
Thank you for getting so real so fast, right?
Yeah, sorry.
It's not easy to do.
Yeah, it's hard. It's harder to talk about now, because I really think, especially with transitioning, I'm very susceptible to emotions really quickly now, which is very weird to me still to this day, because it's been 3 years now. But to easily get like choked up over like the littlest thing now, it takes a lot for me to hold it back, which is
I hear it's
right
like a pretty common trans phenomenon. I don't know if it's only M to F or the other way around also, but all of my friends going through the same transition right now have the same experience. It's like a second puberty. Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah,
mutual friend of ours, I've talked to her a few times, because she has been going through that experience too, and having similar crash outs and things. So yeah,
not easy. You're doing this on nightmare difficulty in all of the ways.
Yeah, on top of like having a full-time too that I definitely need to keep, right? Because my intention was to eventually quit that job to take this on full-time. So I think a lot of the time, like, did I make a mistake? Should I have gone for it earlier? Should I have like locked in and just went for it? Because maybe if I did light a fire under my own ass and just went for it, maybe things would have worked out. But I wanted to play it safe, and I feel like I don't have anything to show for it, which isn't true. I definitely have done something to leave a mark and left an impression on people, obviously, but analytics and just how the system works now is so ingrained into how I think about how everything should work. Metrics and numbers should always go up. I can't enjoy anything anymore if no one else is enjoying it, stuff like that. So yeah, it's a weird spot to be in.
Yeah, I see a lot of our fellow content creator friends in chat also saying it's very relatable. So I think this is like a very common, I guess, a trend that's happening in our space right now, in the content and attention economy space, where like I'm hearing it from like a lot of the podcasts that I follow also, that there's just a general drying up of like resources in the entire entertainment space, and that's like starting to hit small time creators especially hard. Like I think the superstars are still doing okay, but everyone in the middle and below is like, it's really hollowing out right now.
Right, because they found they have a way to sustain it, and they definitely have the finances to get help. For someone like me, just to do everything on my own for as long as I could. Like I tried to hire people to help, but that's expensive, and I don't believe in undercutting people for their work either, right? Like
we want to pay people fairly. Ideally, we'd love to pay our mods even. I had to stop paying my mods because I literally wasn't making, I had been losing money paying mods for a year, and I was like, I literally can't do that anymore.
Exactly.
I feel really guilty about it. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just trying to keep with my morals isn't working, especially when you're told by people at the same time that, hey, you should just do whatever you like, it'll work out. Yes and no. And then when you try to do that and it doesn't work out, it makes you want to hate those things, or it makes me hate doing those things now. So everything just kind of unfun now, and just nothing I do is fun. So most things at least. So
my chat knows that I like have gone through a very similar arc, but I think that the parameters of my decision, like where I landed, are really different from yours, in the sense that like it was easy for me to be able to say, like, I mean, it wasn't easy, but it was easier for me to say, it's okay if my content creation doesn't make money as long as it gives me joy, right? Like I'm allowed to do this as a hobby and just for fun, because that's what I did for many, many years. And, like, I've always only ever lost money on this hobby. Making money from it was weird, actually. Like that was a blip. And so why is it such a big deal for me to go back to where it was before? But I have the privilege of saying something like that because like I worked a well-paying job for as many years as I did and then like quit it.
Right.
And it like says a lot that I have healthy enough savings that I can just like casually take a year off and it's like not a big
Yeah.
deal.
And
You're
honestly,
literally the opposite of that. Like you were depending on the extra income coming from your content creation.
Yeah.
And it was a large enough surge during COVID that you began to depend on it, right? And now that that's dried
Yeah.
up back to where it used to be, like the entire
Yeah.
calculus shifts for you. So
Yeah.
I
I'm
have-
so envious of the position you're in right now, honestly. Like,
it came with a
so,
lot
so
of
envious.
privilege. We'll just put it
Yeah,
that way.
that's for
So,
sure.
it certainly, it's like, sure, I can say I worked for it, but I think it's also true that like I was truly just handed a lot of things on a silver platter in my life, and like I think we should recognize that like these kinds of decisions, like every single content creator that you're seeing going through this decision right now is starting on like a very different decision basis, I guess.
Yeah.
All of our calculations are really different. So
Yeah.
okay, so then I do have some questions set up to help. The goal for me today really is to almost like play coach a little bit. I wanted to talk with Rin through. Originally, we were just gonna like have a conversation about it, but then we were like, what if we streamed this conversation? And so that's where we are now, because at least on my part, I don't know what Rin's been experiencing. On my side, like I mentioned earlier, pretty much everyone I follow, because I like small time creators, so I follow a lot of like small podcasts, small channels. Almost like every single person has been either they've made it, and they're like they're big time creators now, or they are struggling through the like trickle down economy of content creation right now. One of my favorite podcasts made an episode recently that was like, how do I ask people for money? Like literally, why is it so hard to podcasts, for example, they have to depend on like Patreons and like paid subscription tiers and stuff like that, which is something that we can do as well, but it's like been the podcast model for a long time versus I think streamers and content creators tend to be more like sponsor dependent in general. So sponsorship money has dried up. And that's not like, so podcasts have been making that shift, and I think we're following suit basically in the content space.
Yeah.
And so I've been listening to a lot of people whose work I respect a lot go through this exact decision. And it's just, I don't see how it can be sustainable, but at the same time, I think in the microcosm of just Rin's decision, I want to hear a little more about like having been through this journey and arrived kind of at a conclusion, kind of at a process I'm still working through right now. I'm still testing and experimenting right now, like where I really want to be with this. I have the luxury of being able to afford the time with which to do that. I think Rin's situation is more dire. So we'll talk a little bit more about like short term, basically like when you think the burnout started. You already talked a little bit at a high level, but we'll dive deeper on like when you think the burnout started, what it got really exacerbated by, like what made it. I think we've all been burned out for a long time. So what pushed you to the breaking point in this case? And then we'll move into like what a pivot might look like for you. So the options you've considered, what you've explored so far, the monetary considerations on your part, especially. And then finally, we're going to talk like, okay, given everything we've discussed here in terms of like what your burnout's caused by, what kinds of pivots you're considering, let's talk strategy on like what concretely feels achievable for you. Like what are your next steps and what do you think is going to work for you going forward and what you can afford to experiment with. So that's kind of the 1, 2, 3 breakdown of today's conversation. So I do have questions prepped, and I will similarly offer like it's not just an interview, like I'll have my own experience and viewpoint to share. We had pre-discussed this, so if that sounds good to everyone, and if you guys, chat isn't moving so fast today that I'm like concerned about it. If you all have questions, I'll monitor chat, and I'll try to copy in any questions people might have. And we can pause and just like catch up on everyone's comments once in a while too. So if that sounds good to y'all, give me an emote.
Yeah, I can see all the chats too, and both our chats merge. So wherever you're streaming right now, you can just pop in. I saw a few of our friends already pop up. 1010 is in here. I saw Corey earlier, I think too.
Yeah, there are quite a few people in here. A lot of fellow creator friends. Aaron's in here too.
Yeah. Also, chat, we didn't mean to like match shirts today somehow. It just so
I turned on my camera and then Rin was like, okay, one of us is gonna have to change.
Someone's gonna have to change me. What the heck? Oh my god.
I legit,
funny.
I didn't get the joke.
Yeah.
I took me a moment. I was like, why?
Yeah. Twinsies, as it always is.
My reasoning is I have a fresh dye job, so I'm not allowed to wear anything except black for like a week.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Also,
Yeah.
One Piece brings me power, and I think we need a little bit of support in today's
Yeah,
conversation.
Fair enough. So
All right, so
where shall we
you've talked
begin?
us through the high level, like overarching story of like why we're here discussing you maybe literally quitting. Let me pose it this way. I know you've been like going through in the past week or two like a lot of back and forth probably on like should I do it, should I not? Where are you like as of right now in this conversation? Where is your mind at currently in terms of quitting?
I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. Like, I've spoken about this before. I don't want to quit because I'm so stubborn. I hate quitting. I don't like failure because if I feel like I quit, I feel like I failed what I set out to do 10 years ago. But there's like nothing's improving. I just see diminish every day, and so it just feels bad just to watch, right? No one shows up to streams anymore, no one chats in the streams when there are streams. Videos don't perform as much as they used to, given that I haven't posted in a while. But you know, like when you're so used to seeing a certain traffic, certain engagement like daily, and you don't get that anymore, and you wonder like, did I mess up? Is it people just moving on, or people just not interested in the idea of sticking to what you like to do just doesn't work. It absolutely does not work. So, and I've been so poisoned to the idea of having to see things work in order to enjoy anything anymore. So at this point, it's like every time I go on, it's okay still. Like there would be people be around, I can still chat with them and whatever. But and occasionally there's a reminder, like you get the odd nice comment, like the really nice comment just comes out of nowhere every once in a while. It kind of reminds you like what you set out to do this in the first place too, right? And then the reality of finances comes knocking at your door, and you're like, fuck, like what do I do here? So it's I don't want to quit, but I need to figure something out. Like, do I just not quit and just kind of start realigning my lifestyle to not expecting revenue anymore and just kind of going the flow at this point? I think that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Can we talk numbers for a bit? Are you comfortable doing that?
Yeah.
At the time when this was working well for you, what did your numbers look like in terms of like CCV as well as sponsorship dollars? Like what was the gap in your income that it was making up for you, and then what numbers were required to keep that up?
So my main job at the time was making just like 60,000 Canadian. It's not a very high paying job. Even given there, we're working for 20 years now actually. So but with CCing, I was almost able to mirror that exact amount. So I was making like 120,000 a year.
It was like doubling your income. You were making like 60K.
I was making a significant amount of income.
Wow.
But unfortunately, I had no business privy knowledge to anything on how to do like management of taxes or anything like that. So I definitely had to pay a lot every year, but I made enough to do that anyway, right?
Right.
But this is also going through the time where like I wanted to stop renting an apartment because it's just a big freaking waste of money. So I just bought one eventually. But now I have the apartment, but I don't have the same source of revenue that I used to have. So things are a little bit more difficult.
Right. You have a literal mortgage to pay, and like that's a very rigid number.
Yeah. For CCV, I was seeing like probably 200 to 300 people every stream, which was pretty cool. I was pretty happy with that. For views on a video, you could see 100,000 almost on average, which
wow, you were averaging 100K? That's actually very impressive.
This challenge videos were doing wonderful for a while. But comments were like, do something else, do this or that. And then, you know, I kind of shouldn't ever listen to people tell me what to do anymore. So, but yeah, and YouTube was making maybe 2 to 3K a month, which is decent. Twitch was probably seeing 2 to 3K a month too as well.
So that was like purely ad revenue off of your like 100K
purely
average.
Ad revenue and ad revenue for sure. Then like subscription dollars were like 2 to 3K depending, like on a good month or not.
Wow, wait, you were getting monthly 2 to 3K subscription dollars through Twitch?
For a while, yeah.
Wow.
For a decent while, yeah. I know, right?
Oh my God.
Because the highest amount of subs I had on Twitch were like 1,900 subs in 1 month after like an event, right? But I think I got to sit around like 500 for a few months, which was kind of the goal I wanted to be. It was like a nice.
That's true.
decent chunk of
Maintaining
income.
500 is very impressive, actually.
Yeah, like that's where I want to be. Nowadays, it's like barely 150, which is nothing.
Right.
Right. And YouTube is less than $100 a month right now, which is not
me
good.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but sponsorship dollars. After talking with you and Brax and a few other people,
Yeah.
I was able to bring up my rates to like a pretty decent number. I could see like $1,000 for like an ad, for instance, 2K
Right.
if it's generous, or like an easy YouTube short or 60-second ad reel, maybe like $500, which is easy for me because it's not a lot of work. So, but I was seeing stuff, right? I was seeing work at least. I was getting something. Now I have one thing left, I think, in October, and then I think literally after that was when I was going to make my final decision on whether to keep up with this or not.
Yeah. Would you say then that all of the sort of the income gap, like the numbers gap, we talked a lot already about how the numbers gap is obviously affecting your psyche about whether or not like all the work, you're putting the same amount of work / more work than before into this, but you're getting lower numbers. That's obviously damaging to the psyche. But additionally, on top of that, you have the very practical question of like, now you're not making enough money to live, like to keep your literal
literally.
house. So
I'm barely getting by at this point. So
right. How much would you say the burnout comes from that practical aspect of it versus the like pride damaging, I guess, part of the
I think it's just a combination.
Numbers.
It's just I feel like it's a combination because
Okay.
I put so much work into it, but I don't see a nice return from it at the same time. So it just affects me. Like, did I literally just fall off as a person now? I guess, right? Is my stuff just not interesting anymore? But I feel like it's just because I've been around for so long, my audience just has grown up. They've moved on, which is totally okay. Like, I get that. Right. But it's hard to attract new people in with, I guess, someone like me I'm not a young person, so I tend to have lower energy than most people, and I like that. Like, I don't pride myself on being kind of too crazy, too loud. I don't like to start drama. I don't like to do anything like that. I just like to keep it to myself. But a lot of what's proven to work now is direct drama, loud, obnoxious,
like hopping on the
clickbait
latest
shit.
trend and like bandwagoning
trends,
or like whatever's
things like that.
in the discourse.
Like, when you get into a thing and you like doing it, I like to lock into it for as long as I can until I lose interest. And usually that is definitely a lot longer than most people. A lot of people tend to just jump from game to game to game and not take it too seriously. They're just kind of there and they're done. For me, I'm more of a completionist type. I like to stick to my games like that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe gaming wasn't the thing for me anyway, I guess, because I do like to play games, but I don't like to do it like a creator per se.
Right.
I just kind of enjoy it for myself, and
exactly.
Unfortunately, I tried to monetize it, and then I kind of
and then it's not fun anymore, right? We're like,
Yeah,
it's not that
anymore.
games aren't fun at all, but that it changes the way you enjoy games. Like, I'm always making the calculation of like, is this a game I play off stream or on stream, and like, how do I decide that? And
that's another thing too. Like, do I want to save this for on stream just in case, right? But then that happens. So.
I'll pause here to read Dandelion Dane's comment. Honestly, I was drawn to you very recently through your Quizmaster content and stayed for your chill vibe. Burnout is so real though, and it's so important to take care of yourself with it. And Jade is asking, do you have hobbies that you can keep to yourself? So these are all getting at some of the questions I have also. Okay, so another thing that I personally have been thinking about a lot on the content creation front is how quickly the scene changes, right? And how a lot of times, like, honestly, we're old heads now. Like, once you're over the 30 mark, I think it does become a lot harder to like keep up with the kids and like what's young and hip these days. I'm like, what's the latest slang? I'm reading Algo Speak right now, which is a book that was written by a TikToker, actually like a linguist TikToker. And a lot of the book is just him talking about like his own, like how he approaches content creation, how he's found great success on content creation platforms, especially TikTok, and like the ways that his word choices matter, how everyone's word choices matter for performance on the algorithm. And the more I was listening to him discuss this, the more I was like, there's a lot of things in here that like, I don't even necessarily think it's that we're not with the times. Like, I think, like, you knew what mewing was before I did. You had to explain it to me. So I shouldn't have brought it up. This was a mistake.
You can blame Braxton for that one. He started it.
Why are you so good at that? It's like really disturbing.
That's what he said too, yeah.
I still remember, I mean, you and Brax were just like sending mewing selfies to each other for a while. Time to run 3 minutes of ads. Says three. I know, what a jump scare. But like, trends like this, like if you jump on it fast enough, if you like hit it while it's hot, like you will be able to have high performing short form content, right? Short form especially. And like if you do that consistently enough, then you will consistently grow your audience. And the thing is that like for old heads like us, and especially people who have I would say like a lot of pride in what we would consider the core of our work, sometimes it feels like selling out, right? To jump on those bandwagons and like get hip with the kids or whatever. Like that's not genuine to me. And so why should I do that is I think a running narrative in a lot of our minds. Like it doesn't feel true to my usual style, and so I don't want to sell out to it. And I think the additional consideration that a lot of these trends, like mewing is a really good example, they come from places like parts of the internet that are not good and that I don't want to platform and I don't want to support. And I understand that a lot of people are jumping on this without understanding a lot of those nuances, and like whether or not I jump in, it's going to happen, but I still don't want to contribute to it. So mewing, for example, for those who don't know, comes from like incel stuff basically, where they're like looks maxing and they like believe that it's a whole thing, but I don't want to be part of spreading incel ideology, even if it's just ironically as a joke. Like that's not what I'm about. So I think I think there's a way to create content where you're like jumping on the bandwagons that do resonate with you, and that don't compromise your ethics. Like they still exist, but it does mean like constantly updating your style and your content and like what you're putting out there, and like doing it constantly and consistently enough that you're basically like, nowadays the algorithm basically rewards like quantity over quality. So it's a very spray and pray kind of content creation method, and I don't think either of us are well suited to doing that. Like we're not the kinds of people who would take pride in doing a lot of spray and pray content. So that's at least where my mind is on this, and I think that's what's holding me back in terms of like you mentioned earlier about having trouble bringing in new audiences or even retaining your existing audience. I think a lot of it boils down to this kind of like staying up to date and the costs of staying up to date with what does well on the algorithm. It's not that the audience doesn't want to, like if the right audience found you, that it's not that they wouldn't enjoy your content. It's that the algorithm isn't even giving them the chance. Because we are not playing by the algorithm's rules. They are not showing us to our ideal audience. And so there's it's just a misconnections, two ships passing in the night type of situation. And I do think that it makes it difficult for our style, I would say. Yeah. Not that we have identical styles, but I think we overlap enough in terms of like ideology when it comes to content creation. I, for one, I care deeply about putting out content that I personally can be proud of. And so the spray and pray type content is not like, sure, I could. Like, I sure could do that. It's not for one of like grit and discipline. Although that is part of it also, is like being consistent enough about it. Like a lot of us just physically cannot do that. Or we'll go through phases where we can't keep it up the whole time, and then the moment you fall off, like the algorithm forgets you. But I think both of us, like if we wanted to put our mind to it, and both of us have proven that we could do daily content if we wanted to.
I've done it twice now.
Right. Yeah. I did it for, I don't know, I do it for a few weeks at a time, and then I see it working and then it depresses me. Like when it works, I get really depressed and then I stop.
Well, like I tried it twice now, and what unfortunately what happened was when I was doing it with Genshin Impact, I was working with a company where they wanted to see your subscription count grow for some reason in order to stay on their program.
I remember this,
Which is really freaking bizarre, because like there's no metric out there that's useful for you on my sub growth. It's literally for your views and engagement and everything else. But so why do you care like how big am I? But yeah, unfortunately, that didn't pan out, and that was unfortunately a decent amount of income at the same time. So yeah, so I got burned out from doing that, and then eventually I picked up Infinity Nikki, and yeah, being the stubborn person I am, the moment I did see success from it, I didn't want to stop, and I was able to go for a while. I managed to hire like some people. Like I had a university student friend who used editing as part of their curriculum to graduate, actually. So I got a lot of free work out of that. But the moment I had to pick up the work again once they were done, yeah, I was back to like 2-4 a.m. nights, recording, editing, sometimes staying up late, missing work because of that. I even got in trouble for missing work because I was late sometimes because of just I didn't get any rest, right? Remember when I was visiting you back in I think it was May or June?
Yeah.
I was literally streaming there and editing.
Yeah.
Like when I had time. So it's just not a lifestyle I want to do. I know I can do it, but it just sucks the life out of you and it just makes you not want to enjoy anything. And then sometimes you'll just throw up some short just to have something done and you won't be proud of it. Like there's lots of shorts like that I threw up that I didn't enjoy. So yeah.
Right. Exactly. And I think it feels almost especially bad. I think you see Twitter artists complain about this all the time where they're like, how come this like shitty meme ass sketch that I put up is doing like numbers? And like the artwork that I spent 500 hours of my life on, that of like my beautiful beloved OCs or like my niche favorite character from a niche anime is never going to perform that well. And like that is just the nature of how the algorithm works and how people's attention works. And it's just like a cruel reality that we have to accept. And that's never going to change, right? Like no matter how the algorithm changes, that part is never going to change. I think we feel the same way about shit posts. Yeah.
Despite it all, even if it's like shit posts or not, things that I do put time into, I still feel good about it, even though they don't perform well. Like I like watching this. For example, that someone brought this up earlier, my Quizmaster stuff. I made like a movie trailer with like just some OCs that I did, and I would watch that over and over and over and over and over again because I just enjoyed what I did, even though not everyone in the community resonated with that. I was hoping they would, but despite it all, I was still quite happy with it. So which kind of brings me to another part of where I might want to go with things, but we can naturally get into that part of the conversation later.
Yeah, well, I guess we can go ahead and pivot there actually, because Jade was also asking, I guess we do have some other... We can be circular about this conversation. I think that's okay. But Chesapeake was asking
the questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Chesapeake was asking about we know you've talked a lot about wanting to do voice acting. Like, is that a thing that is still, I guess we'll start that pivot list question. Like voice acting is one of the things you're considering. What else are you considering if you were to, whether it's just dialing back content or quitting entirely, like what would you be doing instead?
What would I be doing instead? The thing is, I don't know. My hobbies are playing video games, voice acting, cosplay, and that's really it. That's all I do. All the things that I enjoy, I put myself out there onto my platform and shared with everyone. As far as the voice acting though, because I do go out of my way 3 days a week to stream with a friend now, where we're voice acting over a whole game the entire time.
Right.
And that's been really fun, and it's been nice because even I can feel my progress with that now, especially when it's affirmed by like June who watches in on the streams every once in a while. He would like compliment like, hey, you actually getting better at this.
Oh my god, I feel so fulfilled when June shows up, or like Corey, or like whatever other VA friends show up, and they're like, that was a good read. And I'm like, you really?
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my god, really? So it's made me want to, like, I enjoy doing that even if they didn't do that. That's something I've thought about doing for a while. It's part of why I'm like cleaning up my house a little bit to kind of make a spot for like actually taking it seriously, maybe, if that's where I want to pivot to.
Right.
As far as like cosplay, like surprisingly a lot of people know me for being a cosplayer, which I don't feel like I am most of the time. But
I relate.
Yeah, like it's just a hobby that I do, and I'll share it, but I never would expect to like monetize it or be brought into like a project for it, right?
Cosplay is also notoriously difficult to monetize, right? It's like a super saturated market. The best work you can get is like booth bathing, and that's like miserable. It's genuinely miserable work.
I did something similar to that, but it was more of a OnlyFans kind of thing back when, like 5 years ago, when I was doing that, and that was seeing like revenue too. That was like seeing $2,000 a month, which was pretty insane for me at the time. Yeah. But cosplay is just a hobby that I do. I don't really expect to get anything from it. I just enjoy doing it, which is why I have the freaking mess of a corner over there, just a wardrobe just all over the place, right? So,
like it sounds like you're stuck in kind of a trap where, like, the moment I asked what else would you be doing to like make up the difference, you listed your hobbies. And like we were saying earlier, like monetizing your hobbies comes with many, many, many risks. And so if it weren't for the hobbies, like are there other places you've been thinking about, from the really practical financial question, like where else do you feel like you could be making up the difference that you need? What have you considered?
I don't know. That's where I'm stuck.
Let's start with as long as you're still comfortable talking numbers, cut me off at any point. Just say like, I don't want to share that. How much like are you short on average per month? Do you feel like that needs to be made up for?
I don't think I'm really short on anything. It's just I have nothing left over.
Oh, so you're not putting anything into savings mostly, but you're like just barely
going into
making.
savings.
Okay.
It's just barely making right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything. There's no savings. There's nothing other than just like I do have like a retirement savings plan with work, which matches what I put in. That's as much savings as I have, right? But
right.
I'm probably gonna owe a lot of taxes next year again.
Right.
To be really personal, I did have to consolidate a bunch of my debt into one thing recently. That's how bad it got. But now that's taken care of and settled, so I can breathe a little bit easier for now.
Oh, congratulations. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, are you debt free right now then, or other than mortgage? Okay.
This debt's gonna go on for a while, but at least it's a little bit more manageable.
Okay.
So I have like some time to figure out how to get back into this, which I have nothing right now. So for now, for what it is, for where Twitch and YouTube and everything is at, I can get by, but like barely nothing. I barely have anything left to show for it.
Okay.
So.
Do you have enough saved currently that like rainy day funds wise, if something bad were to happen, that it
No.
would... Okay.
Were
you putting things into savings like while the going was good in content?
Tried to, yeah.
But I guess the debt leeches always.
But it's just
that.
I just didn't have any business savvy before. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to manage my taxes or anything like that. No one taught me that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just kind of got thrust into it. So now I'm kind of stuck in a situation where now I know what to do and have to make up for it for all like the 4 years of when I was making money. Now I got to pay all the taxes on that, which is not fun. So basically my lesson out of this was, if you ever make money from content creation, chat, don't spend a fucking dime of it. Just put it into savings for a year, pay your taxes, and whatever you have left, that's what you get to spend. That's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I ended up reinvesting all of my content gains into like editors and stuff like that. So I didn't have to do it myself anymore. But that is very expensive. Yeah. You had actually brought that up earlier, was like paying editors. Are you comfortable sharing editor pay numbers? Like, I'm sure there's a range because everyone's kind of a little different.
Yeah.
Different currencies and stuff, but I'll share mine too also. Yeah.
It depends. Like each editor had their own rate.
Right.
Some editors charge like $25 for a short, for instance.
Right.
Some editors would charge $100 to $200 for a video to edit. Some editors even charge like $5 or $10, which felt criminal to me because I was like, you sure you want me to pay you that? Because I don't feel good, but like, yeah, that's fine. And still morally, I still felt bad about doing that. And then I have people managing the VOD channel, which ended up being like $100 a month, I think it was. But there's not a lot going on there. We barely make any money on there either, right? So, but that's $100 of something that is taken care of, and they're happy to do it. So I'm very appreciative to that person who's managing the VOD channel right now, because they go out of their way to make the thumbnails, timestamp everything, upload the VOD, move it, and all that. It's just like, that's so much work. I can't believe you're doing it for just that much. Like, you should be charging me way more. I know you're probably in the chat right now. Please do not charge me way more because I don't want to pay more right now.
Basically, I literally cannot afford that. Yeah.
Because I don't make enough money to justify it right now. But
exactly.
It is something I want to just manage and keep, because it's just a nice little archive of things I can go back on. But so, and for like some sponsors, I would do like a percentage of the chunk of the sponsorship money they would get on top of the editing too. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
So it gave them like an incentive to, also work on it and put a little bit more thought into what they would produce.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's see. My rates were also all over the map because everybody's task was kind of different, but I did have a flat rate long form edit fee, which was $150 a video, which like, if you think about it, I still felt like I wasn't paying them. Like, it sounds like a lot of money. I still felt like I wasn't paying them enough, because a lot of the long form videos, you're taking like at least 2 hours of a VOD and cutting it down into like 20 something, 30 something minutes. And it's like, that's a lot of work. Even if it's just to watch the VOD through once, even if you watch it like double speed, you're gonna have to watch it multiple times. That's gonna take hours. If you spent 10 hours editing this VOD, which would be incredibly quick, you would be averaging $15 per hour. And that's not a lot of money. In some parts of the world, that would be like actually a lot of money, but in most of the US, that would be like starvation wages. So I didn't feel good about that either. And so I could also only really afford overseas editors. Yeah,
that's it. That's why a lot of people hire overseas editors, because the American dollar is just worth way more to them than it is to some editor. Or
you feel less inhumane about it. Yeah. But at the same time, I still had editors who were US based, and so like it felt somehow unfair, even though they were all being paid the same amount. So that was complicated. And then I started doing a little bit more short form stuff. I was slow to pivot. To short form, not because I was behind the times, but because I was like ideologically opposed to it. I think short form content is eroding our attention spans and like ruining our media literacy. And I was like, do I really want to be part of this? But at the same time, it's now unavoidable. Like if you want to stay at all relevant as a content creator, you better be putting out short form content. So the best compromise I could come up with was, I guess I'll just try to put some stuff out there, and it'll just be in the spirit of like stream clips, which doesn't feel like a bad thing necessarily.
Nope.
So we set up a separate clips channel, and then I paid a channel manager to basically, we didn't have like a set number of clips posted per month or anything. It was purely just based on like her availability. And then I did a flat rate of, what was it? I started at 200 pounds per month, British pounds per month. And then it went up to 300 British pounds per month. And then that was one of the first things I had to cut off when I quit my job, because I literally was taking a huge loss on that. The Clips channel makes maybe $6 a month. I was just bleeding all of that money. And then my own YouTube channel, similar to you, I was doing like 1,000 to 2,000 a month off of just ad revenue. And then usually I could get another 1,000 or so from sponsorships a month. So from YouTube, I was averaging 2,000 to 3,000 a month, including sponsorships. And then that fell off really fast. And then I was making like 500 a month for a while. And then nowadays it's like $20 if I'm lucky, you know? So definitely was not able to even break even from my editor fees anymore. And so nobody was fully employed with me anyway, so layoff is not the right word, but that's what it felt like. I had to go to my editors and be like, sorry, I don't have work for you anymore.
That's exactly how it feels like all the time when I have to tell them like, all right, I don't have any more work for you guys, I'm sorry. Yeah. Thankfully, I ran a clip channel again, just because I feel like, again, YouTube hates it when you try to mix content up all the time. That's the thing I hate the most about YouTube right now, is because you can't be a variety channel anymore. You have to be one type of channel. It is awful. It sucks.
Exactly. Even TikTok handles variety better than YouTube, which is saying a lot.
Instagram too. Like, I'm seeing more traffic on Instagram and TikTok right now because it is a short form based platform. But the hits on it are insane. Unfortunately, because I'm Canadian, I can't monetize either of them. So
I didn't realize.
I'm kind of boned there right now, right? So
I'm kind of shocked that Canadians can't monetize.
I can't. Not that I tried to, and I just can't. It won't let me. So I don't know why.
That's messed up.
I have one volunteer running a clip channel on YouTube right now. God bless them, because they're doing it for free, and they're just making clips. They have the freedom to edit. I don't care what they do, other than don't make me look like a racist asshole on the internet. Right? So.
Don't take shit I say out of context and make me look like a horrible human being. Everything else is okay.
Everything else is fine. I can.
Don't maliciously edit me. Okay.
Whatever.
Cool.
So.
Thank you for sharing your numbers. I had one final data point to share on the payments for editors. I recently brought on a new editor. Actually, I sometimes I feel like I'm cursed. Like I bring on an editor and then some shit goes down in their life and then they can't edit for me anymore. And this is like constantly happening. I'm like, maybe I'm the problem. Because it keeps happening. And then the most recent thing was I brought on a really promising editor who also edits for one of our mutual acquaintances. And I really love working with him. He's fantastic. And we negotiated, and I've started thinking to offer this as a flat rate for all of my editors. This was the first active editor I'd brought back on in a long time, because I was on hiatus for a good year and a half, maybe 2 years. Actually, yeah, it was a solid 2 years. And it's like a per hour format. So it's like, I'll hand you this VOD, 2 hours, like spend 2 hours trying to grab clips out of it, or 1 hour trying to grab whatever I had budget for this month. here's my budget, and then we'll do like a, I don't know, $40 per hour rate or $35 hour per rate. Like you can negotiate that per person, per nationality, etc. Like whatever works best for their availability and like speed of editing. Because of course editors have different varying like styles and skill levels and things like that. So I felt better about doing a per hour rate as opposed to flat rates for things. Because I knew for sure that I would not be taking advantage of their time, and that we had individually negotiated each rate. And then I had a good sense of whether people were like within range of each other based on their skill level and speed. And I think it motivates people to be hopefully a little faster. So I'm more efficient about the clipping. So, and it also motivates me to help them go faster by leaving things like stream markers and like timestamps and like pointing them to direct spots or like clipping things out of my own stream for them to edit faster. Like it makes the whole oiled machine be a little more well-oiled. So that's my current thought process. But of course, all of my editors currently have things happening in their lives, like literally all of them. So I have no editors right now. I went from having like 3 editors again out of nowhere. I was like, oh my God, I have 3 editors again. And now I have nobody again. But it's nobody's fault. It just keeps happening. Life happens, right? And so I think that's part of the problem also for content creators is that like we don't full-time employ anybody. Like everyone who works for us is contracted, and if things happen in their lives, then they have to go deal with the things in their lives first. Like that's how it works. And so we have some inconsistency issues, and then we're the ones that have to step up and fill in all gaps. And we're already usually booked to the teeth, like at max capacity. We're not just like handing clips off to people to edit and then sitting back to relax and have other people do our work, right? Like that's not. We're freeing ourselves up to do other things and do more of our own edits also. Right. So
that's kind
I think
of
the per hour rate is my current solution, but I don't have editors to give it to. But that was my final data point on that point. Okay, so then my next question, and we were talking a little bit about pivoting and like what other things you could consider to make up the gaps in terms of well, you don't exactly have a gap, but like to give you a little bit more maneuvering space in terms of money. Who was it earlier? Jade had brought up maybe like Patreons or maybe no, hold on, I've lost track of the conversation at this point. Somebody brought up Patreons, and then Jade was like instead of Patreon, maybe like a Ko-Fi. And so there's been back and forth about these like off-platform subscription mechanics, right? So on top of Twitch subscriptions, to have a little something else. Have you thought about? I know I have. Have you thought about what those might look like for you? Whether you would be interested in it at all?
Wouldn't that just be like, why don't you just do a Twitch subscription then? Why not? Why not? Why go elsewhere?
You're like, I can't hear you anymore. Why can't I hear you anymore?
Blah 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 blah.
Oh, okay. My speakers went mute for some reason. Okay.
Blah 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 blah. Okay. No, yeah, I thought like maybe, but also just like, why don't people just subscribe to Twitch then? It's just easier. Keep everything in one spot. I don't like looking after multiple platforms of revenue sources. It's stressful.
I feel that.
Then you gotta track that every year on like your taxes and everything, which I wanted to bring up earlier. That's why we don't hire an editor. We commission an editor. I don't have an employee. I don't have to give them health benefits or anything like that, or keep them on a payroll or anything. So just. And also, like, for Patreon, okay, you could support me there, but I feel like I have to give something back to you then. Why would you support me on Patreon if you're not getting anything in return? I think that's a big waste of time for you and for me and for,
what would you offer on Patreon? Like,
I don't know.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. Like, what do I have? The only thing that I had was the OnlyFans at the time, where I was able to offer something, because I wanted to keep that part of me off the internet in front of like the public space, especially since I was growing up. I wanted to keep doing that, so I moved it into a paywall kind of thing for a while. Then it got really weird because some people were demanding a little too much and felt like they were owed a certain amount or owed access to things because they subscribed to it, which made me really uncomfortable and really upset, which is why I quit doing that. But after that, it's just like, what do you have? Like, you could, I guess, hang out in a VC call for an hour or something as a tier, but I just jump into the VC call anyway. Why am I going to charge you for that? I'm not going to do that. Talk to you in chat. I did that anyway. I
relate
don't mind
really strongly
with my community. It's fine.
Like,
I don't have to paywall that shit.
Exactly. Like, paywalling things that seem basic to your content feels unethical.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
it just feels, I'm not going to put myself on such a pedestal that I'm better than everyone, that you have to pay me money.
You would pay to access
do
me.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I tried to do that, but it didn't feel good. I didn't like it. So
Yeah.
I tried to stop doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I relate strongly. I think what I've been thinking about in this direction, I don't know if it'll spark any ideas for you, but I haven't obviously executed any of this yet. What I have been thinking about is more like paying for products or services. So it doesn't feel like I'm paywalling people. I'm providing a specific service to them. Something I was brainstorming on. I recently took a train trip to Denver. I still haven't shared my trip photos with everyone. I will do that at a later date. It was great. TLDR, take Amtrak. It's amazing. It's very expensive, but it's worth, I think, saving up for. I really think it's worth it. But one of the things I was thinking about was in future, I have a lot of travel coming up, right? Like in the future, I really love to do travel recap streams where I show people what I've been doing, things that I was up to. If I were to bring around like a Polaroid mini, for example, and then I would just like snap little Polaroids, almost like Checky style, I think there are some people who would enjoy like owning those, right? And so an option is I can show the Polaroids on stream. It's like, it's not, nobody is being blocked from accessing like the photo. But if somebody wants to own the physical copy of this photo, maybe I can offer it as like a Patreon reward or something like that. Or like run a raffle or something. Like these are all options.
Jade wants one right now. There you go.
What?
You made a pitch already. Jade wants to buy one.
Right, exactly. Like these are, yeah. See, Chesapeake's like, I want photo cards. So like these are options of like, I think there are solutions that don't involve literally paywalling people, but providing like a good or a service to somebody, almost like small business style, right? So that's one idea I had. Another one is, I know you and I both like voice acting and like reading and things like that, like reading short stories and then offering those recordings as like a, because that's work that you put a lot of effort into, and so it feels like it's fair to have people pay a nominal amount, like $3, $5, or name your own price, right? Like baseline $1 and then name your own price type download. Ko-Fi Shop allows you to do that. Patreon does as well. So these are all options. I know I have friends, like VTuber friends especially, that will offer like custom voice messages if you want them to like read something for you. Obviously those always have rules around your personal like boundaries and comfort levels, but like these are all like goods and services that you can provide that don't feel bad to me. Like I don't feel like I'm keeping anything from somebody. Yeah. And so I've been cooking on that a little bit. I'm curious to see if that resonates with you at all.
But it does resonate with me, but I'm also like, who the hell would want stuff like that for me anyway? I don't think I'm the type. Like, Ying, you have a lot of charisma. I don't think I have that kind of charisma that I could just sell or provide photo cards to people like that, or voice messages or things.
You were averaging 200 to 300 CCV on Twitch for a long time with 500 subs, if not more, and you would say you don't have charisma? Like, your charisma is different from mine. I don't think that means you don't have charisma.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. Perhaps, I guess. It's an idea, though. It sounds like a fun and cute idea. Maybe. I probably shouldn't say that either anyway, because people did buy the plush when I did work with YouTubes for a while.
Exactly.
Right?
People like don't assume, right, is kind of what I'm saying. And especially when it comes to digital goods, they don't have a cost of production beyond your time. And so that's another thing to consider, is like, whereas with plushies, you might not be able to sell. I still have like 50 of those like acrylic stands that never sold from my like first year making merch. I don't know. I'll probably hold on to those forever, and like digital goods don't have that problem. And I also think they're fun to make. Like I think it would be really fun to like read short stories for people, and like even if it's $20 a month that I'm making from those, like that is $20 I wouldn't have had otherwise. I think those little things might be, and from the paywall perspective, like it's possible that I could give them early access to it, right? Like Patreon subscribers might have it a month before everyone else. Like these are all. And it's good VA practice, exactly, Akui. I'll also read Blazen's comment here. Thank you for the resub. Also, happy 47 months. Hi, Ying. Hi, Rin. I love that Polaroid idea. I've also seen people do custom voice messages or other things as providable services. It seems to do pretty well. And Rin, I really like your voice. So, just calling that out. Okay. Well, that's out there. I think that kind of thing takes a lot of time. I've been thinking about it for like literally half a year, if not longer. So I just wanted to, it sounds like you hadn't even been considering it, which I'm actually pretty surprised by.
Oh.
Is it because of the paywall question? Like you felt like you were paywalling things, so you didn't want to do it?
It's just, to me, those are things I would just give for free because I don't feel like I need to monetize any of that. But if people are okay with the idea,
Yeah.
maybe perhaps it could be something.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then the other thing, 1010 actually just brought it up, is you had briefly brought or thought of also like project management style, like channel management for people, or like offering management services to people in general. Is that still something you were thinking about?
Oh yeah, like being an agent and something like that.
Yeah.
It was an idea. Like if this wasn't gonna work out, there's an idea that I've thought about doing. I've talked to Brax about this a lot, and joining like finding an agency to work for, and then just being a content manager for.
Yeah,
bunch of
they do
different
like
channels.
hiring former content creators because we have more like empathy for
Yeah.
the creator. Yeah. Sorry, Sapporo's
Yeah.
like not shutting up. What's your deal?
Sapporo, don't make me fly over there. I'll do it. I'll fly in there and make you uncomfortable again.
Give me 20 seconds. Let me
never
try
have.
picking her up. You should read 1010's chat, Rin, about like doing content reviews for people.
I think one of the biggest things that Rin does well is Rin's ability to express. So I think you probably could do rate my fit content, or like $5 per suggested. Oh, so sort of like get ready with me kind of style content where you make and you just show outfits and stuff. That has been an idea.
That's what you get for bothering me on stream.
Or like judging other people's like outfits and things. People have like asked me when I was playing Infinity, I think even recently, they asked me like, hey, can you look at my outfit and give me some ideas? I'm like, yeah, I can do that for free. I don't mind. But
You could do
I don't know
style
about-
consultation. That's like a real thing. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know about charging money for it though, but sure, I guess if people would pay for that. I don't know how much I would charge, but yeah.
These are all things that would work really well in a Ko-Fi or Patreon format. I feel like I should also say that. Like these are services that you can offer through those platforms.
I should write this down. I really should. There you go. Let me pull it.
Rin's like, I'm gonna take notes.
Take notes. I can do this.
Chesapeake says, I also do like the IRL fashion videos you made, especially the office lady looks.
Yeah, okay, so
Oh, go ahead.
excuse me. So as far as IRL content, this is a field that I've been thinking about a lot to break into, because that's kind of where I originally started too as well. It was
Yeah.
just a bunch of IRL stuff, mostly like makeup and cosplay. So I know people resonate the most when I do post into those fields. I see people from like my even oldest audiences, like names that I do remember from 7 years ago, still hanging out because that's what they originally would follow for. It's just I never would have thought I would ever be some kind of person that would represent such a space with authority, I guess, because I personally look up to other people when it comes to fashion ideas, and I just kind of copy them. So nothing feels original to me when I push
I
my stuff
relate
out
to
there.
that.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
I also feel like
So-
my fashion sense is very formulaic, and so I'm like, I have one tip. Like I have only one.
Yeah. I mean, I know what I like, so I
Yeah.
know what I can put together, but as
But
far as,
advising
like,
for someone else is hard. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I can try, but I always worry about like, oh, someone's probably gonna have a different opinion, and I'll probably agree with them. So I'm like, why am I even doing this? So, but I don't know. Yeah.
But also framing it as an opportunity to like connect with certain parts of your audience on a more personal level, I think can be an option
Yeah.
also. Like it's not so much advice as it is like, let's have a conversation about this outfit and like ideas that I might have that you might disagree with. And if you disagree, like, let's talk about it. That'll be informative for us both rather than like a consulting session, which I guess is a little different. Yeah. Like how you frame it can make a really big difference to the experience.
Yeah, it's just a lot of these things I don't think I feel worthy enough to put it like a dollar value to, because if someone just asked, I would just do it for free because you asked, right? So I'm
Right.
not gonna be like, oh, you have to pay me $50 for my opinion on what you want to wear and what to look like. Like I'm not gonna do that. Like I'll just give them an opinion, and there you go. You tip me whatever you want if you want to, but that's as far as I'm gonna do it.
I mean, that is an option. You could do a pay as you like pay scale. Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Like
have
a
to
really,
initiate
really
it.
low baseline type thing and then pay
Right,
as you like
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
That's
Just so
kinda
people
what I
aren't like
did.
abusing the system. Yeah.
That's what I did with OnlyFans actually, because I
Right.
didn't charge people for photos on there other than just like a subscription to like look into it, but tipping was optional.
Yeah.
So
I also want to call out 1010's point that like even content creation is, I mean, content creation is one of the most derivative creative fields. So
Yeah.
fashion is also very derivative. Music is very derivative. All art is derivative. I feel like the point is that we all have a different. Have you ever heard the saying like, I am a mosaic of all of my friends?
I've never heard that before. No.
I see myself that way. Like my identity to me is like I notice myself like picking up little sayings from like what my friends say. One of them might start saying what something Natsu says all the time is, or used to say all the time was, "It is what it is," and like that very specific intonation. And I didn't pick up that specific intonation, but I did start saying "it is what it is" like a lot. And so the little sayings that we pick up from all of our friends, like I find that the agglomeration of my friends is kind of what I am. And I think similarly, a lot of our creative sensibilities are like that. Like the musicians that I am influenced by, I am influenced by many musicians. Nothing I create is truly uniquely mine because of their influence. But the set of musicians that I'm influenced by is going to be uniquely different from the set of musicians anyone else is influenced by. So no matter what, you're still going to bring your own unique flavor to it, even if you are drawing inspiration from other sources.
No, that is a piece of advice I give a lot of new people too that want to join the creative space. Like, yeah, people probably put an idea, you can be inspired by it, but whatever you make is going to be your own unique little spin on it. So why not put it out there?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can see what you mean by how you're formed by your friends, because I do feel that way with some of my closest friends have. I picked up little, how do I phrase it? Quirks, sayings, quotes, things that certain friends do that I've picked up into my own habit. I'm sure. Or even
Can't like recall. The way they talk, like the intonation and the pacing. I find sometimes like I'll watch videos of myself streaming and I'm like, oh, like that's a thing that my friend Ada does, and like now I do it too.
The closest example I can think of is like Balance, who would just say thank you even if no one was talking to him. He'd just say thank you.
Balance is hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, and I would just kind of go like that, just like you're talking to. I say like I'm talking to like King Yo about whatever, and I give something King or King's then Balance. Oh, thank you. It's like, you're welcome, Balance. Thanks. But
you're always welcome,
right?
Balance.
Yeah, it's just you're welcome.
True, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's true. Like our whole friend circle does that now. It's just like it's funny, but it's like oh my god. Anyway,
it's like what Thurin does said exactly. I'm a culmination of lived experiences. That is what it is.
Exactly. Right.
Okay. Well, I think I actually feel like there are a lot of ideas coming in through chat, and especially your chat for you. And it sounds like everyone wants to brainstorm with you. So if you want to host a brainstorming stream, it sounds like their game.
Might have to, yeah, because honestly, I like 2 weeks ago, like you said, I was ready to just call it quits and just disappear, like kind of just shut everything down and all that. Because even like with my own Discord server, it's become more of a community server than it is my own server. And
yes, that's how I feel about Inferno also. Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad thing, but I don't feel like it's something I can advertise myself in anymore because it just doesn't feel right. It is a shared space for friend groups in there, though, and I have found friend groups, and I'm happy for that, but it doesn't feel like my space anymore. And oftentimes I feel like I want to just give it up to people in there and just kind of leave at some point because I don't feel like I need it. But
I've thought about this also, of like how much ownership I actually have over my community, and I think the best way to see it is that it's not, or at least for me, this is where I've arrived. I'm not going to tell other people anything. Where I've arrived is, I think I am not the owner of this community. I'm kind of the center point of it. Like I'm the reason a lot of people joined this community. Not everyone. Some people joined just because their friends were active in the server and they don't give a shit what I do, and like that's fine.
Exactly. That's a lot of the people in the Discord too.
Right.
They're not there for my streams. They're just kind of there. I don't know how they got there, but
right.
Okay,
but
whatever,
ultimately,
man.
Like you are still the core tether. Like you're the. I think about communities as like concentric circles. Like there's like the centermost circle, and then there's the circle around it, and then it gets broader and broader and broader, and like more and more diffused on the edges. But the core groups are very tight knit, right? And I see myself as the center point of the Yingferno community. Like even if there are people on the fringes of it that may or may not be in the server. It's like it's not my community, I don't own it, but this is a community that was formed around me. For whatever reason.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it doesn't feel bad that I did create a space that I know people enjoy. They tell me about it too. Like this is a great space to be in. It's nice, right?
Exactly.
But I will admit, it does suck when I'm streaming and I see them in there and I'm like, well, okay, whatever, I guess. You guys can do whatever you want, and I'm just gonna hang out in my own
like
spot.
in VC instead of in your stream.
Exactly, yeah. It feels kind of bad, but I'm not gonna go in there and yell at them to do that. So
well, let's unpack that. Why does it feel bad?
It just feels bad because like, hey, come on, man, I'm streaming. Come over to this side now. I'm hanging out here, but I don't know. Chat's usually kind of dead quiet because I know they're probably talking in there. So I'm like, I don't want to go disturb that. But all the same, it still just feels kind of bad. So.
Sorry, I just read Severus's. I was gonna ask a follow-up question, and then I read Severus's. Ying being the center point of the Wachowskis knowing each other, and me becoming a babysitter. Yeah. And I'm sitting here like, Wachowski happened completely without me, and now it's like an emote in our server that I just that unfortunately exists. We're multitasking, says Ukobe. Yeah, exactly. I think so. The reason I wanted to ask you to unpack that a little bit is because I think the simple statement of it feels a little bad to see them there in VC when I'm streaming comes with a lot of assumptions about what they're thinking about when they're choosing to be in VC,
exactly.
right? So
yeah,
like it feels bad to you. It sounds like because of those assumptions that you're making. So what, like if you were to speak out what those assumptions were, what are they? What are you assuming that they are thinking or doing or choosing to do?
I just think that I'm probably a boring person to be around, and they just have found other things to do.
They would rather hang out with each other than hang out in your stream.
Yeah,
because you are boring.
That's what it felt like during my crash show. Obviously, that's not the case, right? But when you are kind of spiraling out of control, you start to think the worst of everyone immediately. So I try not to do that. I really don't want to do that.
That's true, but also like our knee-jerk thoughts and reactions and feelings are not us, right? Like we're gonna have those no matter what.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's how you act on it that matters. And it doesn't sound like you went into VC raging at people about how they should be in your stream,
honestly,
right? So like
sometimes when I join the VC, they're like, "Oh, Red's here, run away!" I was like, "Oh, okay."
The teacher's here.
Yeah. All right, I'll leave then and see you guys later. Sure. Okay.
Also go like sometimes it's hard to compete with Elden Ring Night Rain.
Fair enough.
No, it's okay. I think I mean when I'm not crashing out, right? Like it's easy to see something like that and be like, oh, like I'm glad they're having fun. Like have fun, kids. I'm gonna go stream now.
Hang on, like, I'm just gonna grab one more drink.
Go for it.
Already, so.
It's easier to not take it personally. All right, let me catch up on chat for a bit while Rain's grabbing a drink. Rainy says, I have social anxiety, so I find it easier to talk to people when I don't think they're listening than when I know for sure they are. When I don't think they're listening, then when I know for sure they are. So talk to people when you don't think they're listening to you? Are you just talking to yourself?
Like
is that like tweeting into the void?
Yeah, tweeting into the void, exactly.
I strongly relate to tweeting into the void, but I would not frame that as talking to people. You know what I mean? Like that's talking to myself. Or talking into the void. It's kind of different. Ooh, Twitch chat is a 50% chance a streamer sees it. Oh, so it is like tweeting into the void. Yo, I need to get these. You made them look so good. Dylan's gin cocktail. I'm looking it up.
Black cherry with a touch of cranberry. Oh, it's a nice little
Can I get those here? Oh, they're small batch distillers in the US. I can actually get them here.
Cool. This is crafted in Canada, it says on here. But it's still good.
Maybe they have a US branch. Blackberry lemon and a dash of elderflower?
That sounds really good too, actually.
How much? How much? I should not be spending money like this. I don't have an income. I haven't had an income in 9 months. Oh, wait, 7 months. I miscalculated.
You're such a position where it's just like, whatever. I can just do
yeah, it's really
I
like, I have to be a little careful, but I won't die. And I think I've like slowly come to realize what a huge privilege it is to be able to be like, oh, I'm not going to starve to death for at least a year. Like that's good. Okay. What were we talking about? We're talking about like paywalls, goods and services to offer people, other things you might explore. One thing we haven't touched on is your day job, and whether it's a possibility that you might change jobs to something that pays better.
Oh my God. How do I even start that though? That's the thing. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what my experience could give me.
For the viewer's sake, you've only been at the same company since like forever, right? Like since becoming a working adult.
I'm 38 now, so for more than half my life I've been working in this company now. It's been 20 years.
You started basically straight out of school, and then you just
straight out of high school, yeah. And I just stuck around there, yeah.
Have you ever tried job hunting at all, like putting applications out and seeing what happens? Is there a reason?
No, that's a lie. No, I have thrown some resumes around here and there, usually for like social media marketing jobs.
Oh.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what I did.
Accord says I think you started there before you could vote.
Not well. Wait, voting in Canada is what, 16, 18? I can't remember.
You guys
It was
can vote
after
at
high school.
16?
Could we? I can't remember what we could do down here or up here. It's 18. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So literally when I could start voting,
Oh, 18,
I was
okay.
working. Yeah. So. Yeah. No, 20 years and with the same company right now.
Okay.
So yeah, they've seen me go through a lot. They even know what I do. They know I stream. They know who I am online. It's really funny. So yeah.
But
Very
it also
interesting to
sounds
have.
like it hasn't, I mean, especially from a pay perspective, that it's not an
Yeah.
ideal job anymore.
It's hard to say because it doesn't pay bad. Like it pays okay. It just doesn't pay enough for my current, excuse me, financial situation as a single person trying to live in one of the most expensive cities in the world. But it has, like, for what it is, the benefits are good. The job is really easy for me. Because I have such, like, I have a long seniority there, I do get preferable treatment to like vacation, tasks and jobs, things like that. And yeah, just my job tasks daily, and there's just it's so easy at my job right now. I can play Uma Musume on the side while just like plugging away at whatever I'm doing and then just go home. Right? That's freaking bliss. Like it's awesome. For what I get paid to and for the hours I have to put in, it's not bad. It's just, so it's really hard to leave behind because you get medical, you get all kinds of insurance. I got retirement savings. I got an office job, so I don't see a lot of people most of the time. I came out to my workplace, which is huge. They basically grew up with me through the whole transitioning thing too, right? I even work now as like a mental health first aid attendant at the place for people now too. So that's like a fun little gig where I get to know people through just stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's just like I feel like at this point in my life, I'm probably gonna be there till I retire at some point because I don't have anything else to do. Why would I give this up? If anything, I just pick up like another part-time job.
Right.
On top of
Because
this.
you think because it's like it's an easy sort of cushy job,
Yeah.
then why not use the extra time and energy that you have on a second job instead to bring in additional income?
Right. So
Okay. So then maybe the question is, what could that second job look like? And it actually does sound like you have some ideas.
Yeah,
we
like-
briefly touched on the content management thing.
that was an idea that I was
Yeah.
like looking into if I could find somewhere to do that. If I had resources and things, yeah, I could probably do something like that.
Yeah.
There's always like just like a driving job like Uber Eats or DoorDash or something I could just pick up as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, like gig
Yeah.
economy stuff. Yeah.
I don't know what else I could do other than
Yeah.
just like look for a part-time job around where that's closer to me.
Right.
Either it's like serving or work at a cafe, something like that. But
I'm actually
hours
also
can
looking
be
into
all over the
barista
place.
jobs. Yeah. They're hard to get, like really
Yeah.
hard.
Well, at
Yeah.
least in places you don't want to associate with, I guess, right? You want to look for more indie coffee shops to work in. If you know what I mean.
Versus a certain mega giant coffee chain.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing against people that work there, because if that's your job, that's your job.
I mean,
right?
you gotta do what you gotta do. I have
Yeah.
nothing against people who work there for
If
sure.
I have the
but
choice, I would try to avoid certain places. So,
I relate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, it's very, as we were saying in chat, like in this economy, like job hunting is hell. And then having a really strict kind of ethical code on top of that really does complicate matters. I do wonder if a lot of it is like whenever I try to re-angle it in my head, I'm like, am I gaslighting myself? Like, am I like, what is this?
Yeah.
A year in Starbucks was incredibly helpful for indie coffee. I have heard that a lot for sure. Yeah, that it's easier to get barista jobs once you've had a year in one of the major chains, whether that's, I don't know, Starbucks
Right.
or any of the other ones.
I think it's also
there's
just
quite a
good to have that experience to be in like customer service job.
Yeah.
Just as like a person and just something to go through and understand what people go through, right?
few.
I think that's
Oh,
just
Rainey's
good
got
for
the
people in
opposite
general.
experience. Interesting.
Oh.
Okay. I'm curious. This is all, we're moving more into the realm of the hypothetical, which is like, obviously you're fresh out of your crash out. You haven't even had time to really like experiment with a bunch of things yet. Like it's still, it's still churning through your mind. And so you need a bit of time to let it settle, and that makes sense. But once it is time to start trying some of these ideas that we've thrown out, two questions. One is which ones do you think you would try first? And second is, as you try it, will you like pause your content? Do you think you're going to scale it back? How are you approaching that question? Or are you just going to keep going as hard on content as you have been?
I don't think I can scale back at all because I've already scaled back as much as I could. I only really just stream right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't really post videos or anything anymore.
This is a pretty recent change for you though, right? Because you were still doing daily uploads until fairly recently.
Until probably like end of July.
Yeah.
I skipped August completely. Then I tried to get back in September and I burned out after like 3 shorts already, just because I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just hard to like just will myself to sit down and just like put something together, just I don't have any enjoyment out of it at this point. End of this month is still the September thing, right? And it just happens to line up with my partner anniversary with Twitch.
What's the September thing?
It's just like a discount on subscriptions.
Wait, is that actually happening? Because I don't have a September
right
rate, like September, where you get the like 75% off or whatever it is. Like
you should have it. It should just be on everyone's stream.
What?
Any new subscriptions are 30% off until October 1st. Anything, anyone's channels.
I like bought a sub for. I gifted a sub to somebody and it was full price earlier this month.
You should have it.
Am I being okay? Anyway, I had a whole September plan and then I canceled it because I was like, oh, I guess it's not happening because I like gifted someone a sub and it was the same price and I was like, okay, I guess there's no September. I'll cancel my entire September plan.
Weird.
Damn, that sucks.
Kind of bizarre because it's on right now. But anyway, so my partner anniversary is next month, first week of October. I think it'll be my 8th year. But I really was thinking like I'm just gonna post this as my final live stream ever. But this was like at the height of my crash out because I figured like I might as well just do like a finale farewell stream and just be gone and see what people can do. Like if they want to hang out, celebrate, whatever. I'd even give them a goal like, don't make me quit by hitting this goal or something like that, right?
Holding your own audience hostage is hilarious.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. But I don't know. I've had a few days to kind of just like calm down and think about this a little bit more rationally. I'm still gonna go through with it because not like quitting, but like there's I think Tuesday next week I'm probably gonna do the September thing, September subathon 24-hour stream or whatever, because there's like 2 community projects I have on the go right now.
Yeah.
There's the Infinity Nikki fashion show, 3rd one that I still have to put together. I haven't put that together, which I honestly have been burned out. I've had no motivation to go back and do it. I have the Quizmaster movie part 1 that I still need to put together. I even had voice actors already finish voice acting for it.
Yeah. Oh wait, was I gonna read Chinese for you? I forgot about that.
We were gonna do that, but I got burned out and lost interest
already.
Oh, okay. But I want to finish it because I did record the scenes for it. I got the lines already done. Like these are big voice actors too that we know for like pretty significant characters that I want to like put out there because it's fun. I like the idea of voice acting and voice direction is really appealing to me a lot. So that was like a venue I was thinking of like going into. And then we did like an Uma Musume community tournament. So me and one of my Genshin TCG co-hosts are gonna do like this kind of makeup kind of like race event kind of thing where we shoutcast over it. I already had the final 3 record and do everything and get their footage for it, and we're gonna put it together and do like a whole kind of like almost anime episode of live streaming, live casting this final race during the subathon. So there's a bunch of things I need to get done, but in between burning out and wanting to quit everything and just disappear, I don't know, it's kind of hard. Yeah, I'm trying my best though. Trying my best to just hang in there at the moment. I saw you had a bunch of gift subs. Congrats.
Yeah, I was sorry. We were like also having a side conversation about whether September was happening or not, and I guess it started after that, like the first few days of September where I was testing things, and I was like, oh, I guess it's not happening, and then I just gave up, and then now they're saying that it's it started after I did that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, it's a clown show out here. I had such a cool incentive lined up and everything. Okay, you know what? There might still be time. Maybe I'll follow your example and do like a subathon also. Oh, 5 is... Oh, you have to gift 5 or more for it to get discounted. Oh. Okay, shit. It's not too late. I'll think of something. Okay, anyway. Shit. Okay, well, you do have, through September at least, you do have a bunch of plans to see if you can help pick things up. Assuming things continue on most likely the way that they have been after September ends, right? What are you thinking? I'm moving now into part 3 as I had set up for us in the beginning of stream, which is next steps and like upcoming strategy. What are you thinking to start with? Like, what's the first change you're gonna make? I mean, I guess you've already made your first change, which is dialing back content. So step 2 is...
Yeah, I just stopped doing shorts completely. And I feel awful about it because I know, like, say for instance, the Infinity Nikki community, I had a foothold in there as like one of the bigger creators. And I just threw it out because I was too stressed out to keep up with it anymore. It wasn't
shorts
worth
specifically, right? Like daily shorts.
Yeah, like... I can't talk too much about what the program is because we're on an NDA and what we get, but it was enough to help offset the costs on just like gacha, for instance, in there. But after doing the math and even posting, like I started gearing toward guide videos for Infinity Nikki on like outfits and how much you would spend. You know how much an outfit is on Infinity Nikki every time there's a 5-star?
No.
It's $300 for a full outfit. And if you
could buy like, real clothes with that money, like really good real clothes with that money.
Yeah. And if you wanted to get like the full evolution with all the palettes and everything, it's $600 in total. I know. I can't keep up with that every month. That's a big freaking money sink. And if you're trying to be a creator in this space and be on top of everything and review everything like that, you have to whale. And there was I wasn't seeing revenue in that. I was only making shorts, right? I didn't see that much money. It helped to get some compensation through the program. Right? And I know I was making like one of the highest compensations from it. Can't say what it is again, but it was enough to at least try to get everything. But I don't want to spend $600 every month just for nothing.
At that point, you're also just giving their own money back to them. Like you're passing the same $200 bill back and forth. Like I don't know what the number is, but whatever number it was.
They're giving me like a coupon essentially to get a thing. And like I have bills to pay. I already play some gachas right now, like Genshin still. I've quit spending money on Hoiverse gachas at this point. It's probably like 1 or 2 things left on there that I really want, but other than that, I finally escaped the idea of having to collect everything in that game, so that's a big freaking relief. And then fucking Uma Musume came around and that kind of ruined everything again, right? But
Uma Musume is pretty free to playable though, right? Like it's not...
Yeah, like you don't have to. It's just I'm a sucker for characters that I do like, so you know what I mean, right? You gotta try to pull for them.
That's true. Part of the problem here is actually just the gacha trap. Like something I've been observing a lot in the video game content creation space is that it's really, really, really hard to get any kind of a viewership, even for like really popular niche indie titles. Even for those, like gacha just outperforms everything in terms of gaming content, which I find depressing.
Absolutely. Like you have to spend money to make money in gacha, and for a period of time it worked, right? Otherwise, that's why I kept up with it, because I knew that if I would spend X amount into it, I would see a return and more. So like, why wouldn't you do that? It's a great way to keep posting and keep staying relevant with what's coming out, but I don't see that anymore. So that's why it slowed down a lot for me there.
Do you think you're going to stop doing gacha content creation at all, or like what's
Depends
the thought
on what
there?
you define as gacha content creation. Like, I can stop spending, but I don't mind playing the game because I do enjoy playing the games for what they were.
That's true, and you can still clip things out of the gameplay, even that doesn't has nothing to do with the gacha.
Yeah. I mean, I made my whole presence in the community as the Amber main, right? Which is kind of insane that when you think about it, as like the person that played Amber in all of Genshin is me, right? So I didn't really need to pull for anything, but it's just I liked playing the game. I liked the characters. I wanted to pull for the characters I wanted and stay relevant, but too expensive now. Don't want to do that anymore. Yeah.
Okay, so you probably won't stop playing gacha games and maybe even spending like small amounts on them, but
I'm definitely budgeting myself now. Like I have like a set budget on how much I can spend a month on a gacha game, because I don't mind. Like if the game is something I enjoy, I don't mind spending like a $20, $50, whatever, like a month on it. That's fine. I can do that. But I'm not gonna spend $600 on a virtual dress that I'm probably gonna wear one time and then forget about. So
that's true.
Yeah.
I also, Kami has an interesting point here, which is that Hoyo specifically, that not a single Hoyo game has been in the top 20 on Twitch for a while. I didn't know that. I thought Sariel was still doing really well.
They do well in spikes. Like every time there's a big patch update, yeah, everyone will flock over there 2 minutes. But the moment it hits like week 2 or maybe even week 3, even I'm at the top of like the viewer chart for that particular game, which is pretty insane.
So they've majorly fallen off, at least in like Western markets. Yeah.
I think for Hoyo games right now, I'm sitting at like 70 CCV right now on average. Anything else, I'm probably sitting like 50 on just whatever else I'm doing here. And that's a generous amount of people too, if it's 50. I don't think I've seen 100 in a while, unless it was like day 1 or day 2 of a new Hoyoverse patch coming out.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's, I guess the first question is like, what about gacha games? Which it sounds like you have pretty settled in your mind already. It's just like you're gonna play casually, and if there's content, then there's content. If there's not, then there's not. That's just how it is.
I just play for the story at this point, which is like, it's fine. I'm okay with that. Also,
like
it does kind of ties back into voice acting at the same time too, because there's opportunities to kind of role play with the thing that's going on screen, because there's a lot of world quests that aren't voiced anyway, and I enjoy going through all that stuff despite not understanding most of the stuff and Chad having to correct me on everything that I kind of yap about when I'm playing through it. But
cool. And then in terms of things either outside of content or like the Patreon / Ko-Fi stuff, like whatever else, I know that's like a very fresh idea for you, so you probably still need some time to think about it. What are you most interested in doing first, like trying first?
Well, I do like the idea of setting up a stream and asking chat, what kind of physical things would you like?
Or it doesn't even have to be physical, right? Like,
yeah, it doesn't have to be physical. Do you want a voice
what
message?
would you pay for?
Would you pay for me to hang out in VC? And like, but I don't want to have to do that either. But like, if it comes to that, sure. Like I can.
I mean, there are people who do like a weekly sub only stream, and like that doesn't feel like a major paywall to me, and it's usually some kind of party game. Like that feels okay to me. Yeah. So
right, or just like gaming with me or something like that.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
That was like a thing on when I did like a few of the subathons that I did prior to this, because I would set like a easy $100 donation. I will use your $100 to buy a game of your choice, and I would play it for an hour. And if you played a little bit more, we can play the co-op game together for like an hour.
I really like that. Yeah, that's really similar to like,
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of translyrics. I'm going back to it now, so I'm doing more translyrics now. But we used to take commissions where people were like, could you cover my favorite song? I'll give you $90, or like it feels kind of like that.
Yeah. I see you there, Lucius. I do like to hire you as the Paimon for my stream. So
Paimon.
God bless. Yeah.
Sub only is more common on YouTube streams. I agree. I have seen that more on YouTube side. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I remember someone donated $100 just for me to play Sims 4 because that was their favorite game. And I had no idea what I was doing, but they were enjoying every second of it. So.
I think it would be really fun to set up some kind of like a monthly auction that like caps at a certain amount, just so people don't go crazy. But like highest bidder gets to dictate like one stream of a game of their choice, as long as it's not inappropriate. I think that's actually a really funny idea.
It is an interesting and kind of neat idea. Yeah, that could be something, because I already do that for streams. There's another thing I did for the subathons where I think I had tiered little sketches I would draw on stream, 5, 10, and I think 20, 25. 5 was like a little MS Paint scribble. 10 was a slightly more effort put into scribble, and 20 was like I literally draw in my sketchbook something, which a lot of people paid for. And okay, so that was another thing I was thinking about, because prior to everything that I did before, and if Accord's here, Accord knows this, I used to draw a lot. Like that was probably the thing I was supposed to probably ever get into. Since I was like, I don't know, like fucking when I was 8 years old or something. I've been
Your chat's yelling at you to bring back the art, so
yeah. I mean, they did hit the goal where I was supposed to buy a tablet, and I still haven't fucking done that just because there's so many bills. had
Do you
to
want a
take care of.
recommendation? I really like mine.
Is it like a display tablet or?
No, do you want
like,
a display tablet? Those are pricey.
That's the thing though, because I remember a long time ago a friend got me a tablet where it's like a it's
Just
like
a
a mouse
graphics
pad and you
tablet,
look
yeah.
at the screen right while you do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. I've tried
Oh.
so many times to get used to that thing. I can't do it. I need to be able to see what I'm looking at with my hand.
I mean, in that
in order
case,
to draw.
the recommendation usually is to get like someone's used iPad, like an older model that is compatible with Apple Pencil.
I've been thinking about stuff like that too. So
Yeah, because the used ones
I
are
don't
really
know.
affordable, and usually there's actually usually if you ask among your friends, somebody has an old one they don't want anymore. Like it's a pretty common thing.
Maybe
That's what happened to Natsu. Natsu was like, I want a display tablet, and then one of our friends was like, I have an old iPad Air I don't want anymore.
Okay.
So-
I'll throw that message up there to the channel somewhere then,
Yeah.
I guess, because yeah, I used to draw a lot, so maybe it's something I could probably kind of jump back
Written
into
art
again.
art streams.
Return
I think
to
that'd be
art stream,
fun.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe,
people
yeah.
enjoy following someone's like art learning journey or like any kind of craft learning journey. That's like a genre of stream that I was really enjoying doing for a while. I mean, viewership is low, but viewership is always low now. So I'm kind of like,
Right.
I feel like that actually freed me up to try a lot of other things because I'm like, if even streaming Genshin and Star Rail can't net me 100 CCV, then why should I do it? Like I can do whatever I want. So
Right.
I
No,
can
that's
do
the thing.
watercolors,
Like
right?
I'll stream my story, but I don't feel like playing these games on stream anymore, other than just to do like story stuff because I do enjoy doing story. That's the whole reason why I started live streaming anyway, because I wanted to do JRPGs and read through the
Yeah.
stories and voice along with them because it was fun. That was like
Exactly.
the whole initial idea why I started streaming in the first place.
Right.
And it's kind of come back to that now.
And your Persona
It's
streams are
nice.
so fun. Like I feel like we really bonded
Really?
over those.
The Persona streams. What
The
was that again?
P5 streams where there was like a long time ago now where we would just like jump on VC and voice it together
Oh,
with you. Yeah.
that was like when we first like started talking a
Yeah.
long time ago. Holy shit, I forgot about that. Fuck.
I had a lot of fun doing those. I remember them. Yeah.
I mean, I'm always down to
But-
do more if you're ever open up for just
I'm a lot
voicing over a game.
hilariously I'm a lot less available now that I'm fun employed than when I was employed and I think that's
I
hilarious.
figured. Yeah,
But
I
it's
figured.
yeah, but that's kind of what I have in mind in terms of like when I say that I think our priorities are tainted by gacha games and by the algorithm, like by what
Yeah.
the algorithm incentivizes us to maybe not always prioritize what we want to do most. And I think actually the freeing side of having things like I guess the silver lining, as it were, of this horrible like tank and CCV that all of us are experiencing now. Not all of us, like 80% of us are kind of going through this right now. So the vast majority of us are going through like a pretty severe drop in viewership, drop in revenue. The freeing side of it is that we are not as beholden to the algorithm. I mean, you could see it as we are even more beholden to the algorithm than before in that we have to chase it now. I see it as, well, if it's all going to do badly anyway, then why not just do what I want? So
Yeah.
I think we can all open up our options a little more than we have been allowing ourselves to.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the conclusions I was gonna probably arrive at. I feel like most likely because, again, I don't want to quit. I'm fucking stubborn and I don't want to give up on this, whatever I got
Right.
going on here, right?
But even not quitting, it sounds like you would need to reset your goals a little bit. So that's actually a question I wanted to ask you is that in the very beginning of the stream, you said that 10 years ago, you had set out to achieve a goal and quitting now feels like you hadn't achieved that goal. My question is 10 years ago, what were those goals?
Find a way to make content creation a livable option, something
So
that
you
I
actually
can
started
depend
content
on
creation
full-time.
not as a hobby, but like fully with the intention of making it a side hustle?
Probably not when I started, but more like when I saw glimpses of it when Genshin was like really helping the channel out. Prior to that, it was more just I think someone recommended for me to try live streaming one, like in a video comment somewhere, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you try live streaming what you're doing?" I think
Right.
because I think at the time I was really into Overwatch, right? So people wanted to watch that. So I did that. And it just ended up being fun because you can directly interact with your audience and just chat and just hang out and meet new people and play a game and, you know, share whatever moments that come across. And that's kind of why I stuck with streaming for a while. And I would make big little events out of live streams. When I was doing Love Live way back when it was also a gacha game, right? But at the time I was like, I don't make money from this, but whatever, I'm gonna have fun. So I would host these insanely like energetic, I would be in this like weird kind of like priest cult kind of character where we would summon the girl to show up or something like that, and people really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed playing up to those like theatrics and creating this kind of like crazy villain kind of character. Like, so acting was just a fun thing for me to do back then, and just like crazy projects like that too, and that's why I kept it with streaming, just because I found it just like a nice space where I can just hop on a stage and kind of be like a comedian for however many hours, kind of like a stand-up kind of routine.
But then it sounds like in the beginning it wasn't about the income. Like that was much later.
Definitely not. No, it was just like a thing for me to do, just because it was just another way for people to connect with me.
Right.
Yeah.
So then if I were to ask you like what your goals were when you started 10 years ago, like in that moment when you started doing this, because you had phrased it as failing yourself from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What would the self of 10 years ago have said your goal was?
My goal was from 10 years ago. I don't know. I don't think I had a goal. It was just a thing I wanted to do. And that was really it to it, honestly. I didn't really think of it as like, I have goals for this. It's just like, oh, I'm interested in streaming right now or making video. I'll do that. And then, yeah, that was it.
Yeah. And that was kind of a leading question, because the point I'm trying to make is like, so then like quitting now, are you actually letting down the goals from 10 years ago?
No, probably not when you really think about it, but it's just, you got financials like gnawing on the back of you all the time now. It feels like you are quitting because you need this to get by, but if it wasn't for the financials, am I really failing? Probably not, right? I think I left a mark on the spaces that I've been in and the people that I've met and influenced and whatever, right? So
yeah, exactly. I have been having really similar conversations with, I mean, like we've been saying multiple times, this is a common situation that's happening with a lot of content creators right now. And I'm involved in like 3 different content creation communities, right? Like I'm in sort of standard Twitch gaming and gacha gaming spaces and indie gaming spaces. And then I'm also in the cosplay space, and I'm also in the music space, like all 3. And all 3 of them are having this experience right now. So I've been talking to people in the other 2 pools, especially cosplayers. And I mean, Rin, you know Maru really well. Yeah. Maru's another fun one to talk to about this, because they've been having a lot of similar frustrations and like being caught between, I'm not gonna put words in their mouth, but like the part that I resonated with in our conversation was being caught between the feeling of like, I really treasure and value this community that I've built, and I am proud
there's
that
Maru right there.
have.
Hey, Maru.
Oh, Maru's here. Hello. Maru's like, I've been here. Yeah. So, I have never VIP'd Maru.
Do you have any VIP badges left?
I have no more badges. I'm gonna mod Maru.
Just mod at this point. That's funny.
Show up to work now. No, I'm kidding. The mod is just for IRLs that I can't give a VIP badge to. Oh, thank you for the anonymous.
And there's an
anonymous sub to Maru. So again, not putting words in Maru's mouth, but what I took away from our conversation, the part that I related to was how we're like, I'm really proud of the community I've built. I really value our connection together. I feel like we've found a really strong balance between like, there's, you know, unavoidably some parasocial aspects to these kinds of online communities surrounded around like a single content creator. But I think we've struck a good balance between that and like just having a healthy relationship with like our online networks. I am proud, especially of the Inferno. I think we've created a really safe third space for people who like, because we're PG-13, so we're underage friendly, and I think it's really hard to find like a place on the internet where it's safe to be underaged and like hanging out in intergenerational friendships and like forming those strong relationships, because we have such a strong moderation team. I'm proud of our mods. I think that they're amazing. I wish I could pay them again like I used to. These are all things that I'm really proud to have achieved, and I can recognize that without having had this content creation arc, you know, the sort of rise and fall, the Cinderella story of having been successful briefly and then not anymore, that I would not have these experiences. And I can also recognize that I can continue to provide value in these ways that I am proud to. Like Maru had a story, I don't want to like share their stories without permission, but basically it like resonated with me because it had to do with like a viewer that like found their work really motivating and inspiring. And I think that it would be callous of me to say that my work has less value than before just because I have fewer viewers. I think that the viewers who have stuck around are just as valuable, if not the most valuable part of why I do this at all. So, Mario's giving you permission to share it. So, I mean, the long and short of it basically is that like somebody wrote them a letter and like took great pains to make sure it got to them safely. And it was like a very personal letter about how Maru's cosplay work and like being so outspoken and like forthcoming with their opinions on things, especially, and like well-researched and having a very nuanced take on a lot of things. Like this full presentation of their self that they put online was deeply inspiring to this person, and they found it like, for them, it was a reason to go on. And I get emotional thinking about this because I've had a lot of comments like this also from people. And I think back to all the times on stream that I was like really down about how my numbers were getting worse, how I wasn't making money from this anymore, how I didn't know if I could keep going on because I was so burned out. And I realized that I felt like guilty for saying that in front of people who had been so affected by my work, like positively, even if it was just a few people. I felt like it was beautiful. And so I felt guilty that I had kind of downplayed like the value that I had provided them, actually, just because the numbers didn't look so good anymore. It didn't change the value of my work. So that's why I think about my story a lot. I haven't ever received a letter like this, but I've received comments and like DMs and emails and stuff that like are kind of like this. So sometimes I think maybe I should like print them out and like put them in like a little book, and then the next time I'm like spiraling about this, I can pull it up and be like, damn, okay, like this work, as long as I feel like these moments matter, then this work matters. And there are times where we can't always justify like the time spent because we have practical considerations of like, I have to go make money and pay my mortgage, and so I can't prioritize this right now because it's not making me money. But even though those practical considerations are true, it does not devalue the work that I do here. So I wanted to share that story because I feel like it made a huge difference for me personally. So I still find joy in it.
I have had several of those moments too. I've never seen so many people either personally would hand me a letter, or if I was a guest at a convention and they'd walk up to me and share me their story, or send me a very long email, or even stop by the chat, just tell me that my existence helped them out in such a way to just live, just to be themselves, right? I've had tons of that. So when you frame it like that, like everything I've done up to this point definitely is worth it. Like it's helped somebody for sure. And it does feel like a disservice to not just them, but myself, because I did do something good here. I did help people out. So I shouldn't devalue or think of like anything that I've done as like failing up to this point.
I think for me, at least, my goals drifted a lot over the I guess I've also been doing this over a decade now. I started in 2011, so 14 years now. But when I started, it wasn't even to like be successful, whatever the hell that meant back then. It was purely I wanted to sing. I wanted to sing on the internet. That's it. I wanted even just a few people to hear me sing, and like I didn't really care if they liked it or not. I enjoyed it. I would play my own covers. Undertale's 10th anniversary just passed, and Toby Fox did a stream for it. And one thing Toby said on that stream was that through his stupid TTS dog, I love it. Through his stupid TTS dog, Toby Fox was like, I can't quote it verbatim, but he said something along the lines of like, I think if I have one big secret, it's that I really enjoy what I make. I think it's really fun. I like playing the music that I make to myself. Like I like listening to it. I like seeing my art. I enjoy it for itself. It's not just like I'm proud to have made this, but that like I think it's cool. I think what I made is really cool. That is a superpower. And I think the unfortunate part is that like we have a complicated, or you especially have a complicated perspective, because there are practical considerations in terms of like your time is limited and you have like physical needs that have to be met. And for a while, it was nice to be able to double dip a bit, right? Like to do this thing that was fulfilling and it also helped pay the bills. But now that it's not paying the bills anymore, you still want to do it because it's fulfilling. But like, can you afford the time to do that when you need to be using that time to pay the bills? And I think it's important that we disentangle those two questions of like the value of your work, like spiritually, versus the value of your work monetarily, because those are two very different considerations.
Yeah. Yeah, just thinking about a lot of those messages right now. Fuck.
On everything, I thought you was an elf. What does that mean?
Ooh, me an elf? Oh, it's just because I don't appear to be the age that I am right now. So, yeah.
There was another thing from my conversations with Maru that I also resonated with a lot that it sounds like you also do, which is, let's set aside the money question for a moment, right? Like just talking about content and content burnout. As we've mentioned earlier in the stream, there's a lot of directions that the attention economy is going and the way algorithms work that is like sort of against what we believe in as creators. Like we don't want to feed the short form algorithm, for example. Like I don't want to feed into this cycle of short attention spans and people not really having media literacy anymore. But at the same time, like these people, thinking about the people who write us letters, who say things like you literally changed my life to us, that ultimately playing the algorithm's game to a certain extent is still what allows you to reach these people. Right. And so it's actually, it's a balancing act between like, where do I draw the line in terms of like how much I feel like these market forces are damaging to society, and me not wanting to play into them, and how much do I feel like it's justifiable because of the positive change I might be able to impact by being a relevant player in the game. Like if I leave the game entirely, that's also a choice I can make because I don't approve of it. But if I stay and play the game, maybe I can affect change from where I am within it.
Yeah.
It's a hard balance to strike, and I think everyone has a different answer for it. I mean, it's the same as politics. Like a lot of people are like, I'm just gonna be a radical outsider, and like the way I see it is like you need people kind of chiseling at the wall from the outside. You also need people chiseling at the wall from the inside. I think we need both sides. Yeah.
That's kind of why I picked Let's Play kind of content to begin with, because I think at the time there wasn't a person out there, or at least very visible or very known as like the kind of LGBTQ Let's Player that kind of stood out from the rest. And I think one of the things, if I recall, was that I did want to be in this space to be that person that can show people that, hey, you can be this person in this space, when I'm pretty sure gaming even to this day is still pretty toxic and kind of horrible to people like myself, right? But if I can exist and show that confidence and will to exist despite it all, that I can create a safe space for people to come and hang out in, regardless of what I'm making or not. As long as I think at the time, I was like, as long as I can exist and people know who I am, I think I've done a good job.
Yeah. And sometimes something as simple as like just existing and being visible is itself radical, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you're not doing anything extra to push yourself on the algorithm, even if you're not succumbing to its trends or bandwagons or discourse or slang, you're not mewing for attention. I think that it's still valuable.
Using every will right now not to mew.
I'm so proud of you. You're doing great, sweetie.
I'm trying my best.
I never want to see anyone mew again for the rest of my life. Like that's where I'm at. I think similarly when the so-called Fortnite dances were taking off a few years ago, I was taking so much psychic damage. It was like,
oh yeah,
like nobody is thinking about where these come from. Nobody. Yeah. It pisses me off.
I learned one of the dances like years ago.
I did have to learn some of them for.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a long story. I had a mentor at, well, to try to simplify. I was doing a mentorship program at work. It's for like underserved communities from like a nearby middle school. I was paired with a mentee. She was really into. Oh my god, I'm a fake mentor. Really into. Oh, she was Army. She was really into BTS.
Oh,
so
right.
For her, we were supposed to do like a project together because the point was to teach them how to like take a big goal and break it into little goals and then achieve that goal, right? It was like to teach them this life skill. So her project was she really wanted to learn one of the BTS dances. And unfortunately, the dance she chose was the one that was like full of the meme dances. It was just like full of them. So I had to learn to floss.
Okay. Well, thankfully, flossing isn't that hard. And I think flossing.
That's true. It was very easy, but I had to stand there. Right? I had to learn to do it. And like all the other dances that were, it was cute. It was really cute. Like this is a really good example actually of a place where I was like, okay, I think I can compromise some of my a little bit rigidly held like ethical viewpoints on learning these dances for the sake of like having this shared experience with my mentee.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that those are the sort of microcosms within which I think we have to be making these decisions. That's how I see it, at least. It's what's kept me from going insane over this.
I pick up a lot of the cultural references and idioms and things from Gen Z and even Alpha now, just to, you know, because I think it's funny when you try to like, when you are the adult in the room, like the 38-year-old adult trying to fit in with the 16 to 25-year-olds saying their memes or doing their lingo or whatever, and they all just cringe, and I just laugh because I get it now. Parents want to embarrass their kids in the best way, and it's awesome. It's really funny. But I think it's also like a sign of me just, you know, trying to understand the younger people and what they're going through and just the stuff that they understand and reference. So I feel like,
and we're both people who value like intergenerational friendships a lot.
Yeah,
like,
I do.
I get a lot of both older than me and younger than me. Like, it's something I care about.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a good and healthy thing to be able to have people from like a spectrum of ages where you can call friends and learn from their experiences, or you can share your experiences down to them, or provide advice or whatever. I think it's a healthy thing to have for sure. Right.
Discussing things like this is so skibbity. Says Cheese
I don't know what to say there.
I love that I'm in the middle of reading Algo speak while we're having this conversation. I literally did not know. I took great pains to avoid finding out what Skibbity Toilet was.
Oh.
I took great pains to avoid it. Every time there was like anything where I might accidentally find out what it is, I would like scroll faster. And unfortunately, by reading this book, I now know what Skibbity Toilet is.
I still don't fully understand what the hell a Skibbity Toilet is or whatever, but I know Skibbity can be used as like crazy or something like that. That's as far as the extent of my knowledge.
You understand its linguistic function.
Yeah, that's right.
That time the Rizzler mewed in Ohio. I don't, that's not,
I can't. Mewing is such a. I know it's like it's born from like incel kind of like behavior and things like that, but I just think it's funny for some reason. Just how. The goal of the alpha male is to look like this really.
The Chad.
Oddly, just this oddly angled and chiseled. Disgusting face is like the goal. It's like it looks awful. What are you talking about? So yeah, a lot of why I fuck around with it just because I'm mocking them at the same time. But
yes, exactly. That's like one of my favorite topics in that book is like how that's a thing that happens, is that the way a lot of these things escape containment, like Sussy Baka is another example of like a term that escaped containment from the anime community, right? Where we started using it ironically within our own circles because it's a funny term. Like we're using it to make fun of ourselves, but it escapes containment because it has like broader applications and other people find it funny, and then it like kind of once it's out of our community, it's out, and then people use it ironically. It's a joke, but then it can like be used against like people of the originating community again. This happens a lot to like Black people, to trans people, to drag queens. Like this happens in all of the communities. And so in the same way that like the incel community coined things like what was the example in the book? It was we start saying things like I'm a walk-pilled cardio maxer, right? Like like these are borrowing terminologies from the incel community, and like we use it ironically. In the beginning it's used ironically to sort of make fun of them, but then like people start to take it seriously, and then it gets inevitably traced back to like its origins, and then people use it, like the incel community will use it as a way to like reach more people and grow their community. And so no matter how much we use it ironically, like we don't have control over the downstream effects of our ironic use of it. And nothing I do or refuse to do is going to change that pathway. Like I cannot singularly change that, but it's a phenomenon, and we see it happen.
Walk pill? Like walk as in walking, or W-O-K walk like a frying pan? What?
Is that a reference? Is walk-pilled a reference? Oh, because I said walk-pilled cardio maxer, and then there was the walk instead of walk. I understand what happened here. That took me a moment.
Okay, all right. Huh.
Anyway, yeah, that's a sidebar, but I think it is relevant to the conversation of like how the algorithm works and how we're driven to like behave a certain way or talk a certain way, and it's like so burnout inducing. Like I hate it. I don't like staying on top of it.
I don't know. These days I just like right now I'm just keeping up with this thing I have going on with Say right now. We actually had to cut today's stream a bit shorter because I was just voice acting on their stream.
Oh, Oh, okay.
They're just playing a game right now. But out of everything that I've done right now, that's probably the only thing I've ever kept up with consistently since my burnout, because it's something I enjoy doing, something I do look forward to doing now. And I keep thinking to myself, why don't I just start maybe going in this direction of maybe taking voice acting a bit serious and start throwing auditions out there.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, wait, so that sounds like it's actually pretty high priority then. When I asked the question of like, so what next? Like, it sounds like,
yeah. Well,
I mean,
so
that could even be stream content, right? Like, you could do it live on stream. Yeah.
It could very well be.
Like, could you bring June or Corey or somebody on stream to sort of like coach you through it? That sounds like it could be fun.
June just posted like a slew of October sessions with a bunch of different voice actors that I know personally, right? So I wouldn't mind like going in the classes and sitting in and maybe even like, you know, starting attending regular classes to do. It's just that I need to clean my apartment, right? I need a proper space to record in and properly sound treat and all that, which I've been working on. So I started this weekend. I cleaned out the kitchen, I cleaned out my bathroom, and I cleaned out the fridge completely. That took like 5 hours to do. And I think this weekend I'm going to start with some other spaces because I knew I wasn't going to able to tackle everything at once. So, but because of how many things I have to do in my apartment and just in real life, it's just this big ball of stress. I don't even know where to start. And then that just shuts me down and not want to do anything. But the crash out is helping me move forward finally. So hopefully this weekend I have a little bit more progress and I can create a little space where I can actually record and send quality files off to indie companies or whatever, right? And see where it can go from there. But who knows? When I have as many voice actor connections that I have right now, right? And a lot of them are pushing me to go do it. It's just like, it feels like a disservice to them not to go do it at this point, right? So maybe I will throw my hat into that ring now and see what happens.
I'm glad your crash out actually led to like positive change, because I think not all crash outs end that way. You know what I mean?
Crash out was awful though. I was crying the other time all the way home for like 3 hours. It's just such a bad day. I had to like sleep for like 3 hours or something like that. And friends were reaching out and helping out, which was very appreciative. Like friends from every different like circle. Like poke their head in and just like, hey, you doing all right? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm freaking out here. But
moments like this really highlight like the strength of our support networks.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone, especially you, for poking your head and seeing what's going on. This isn't the first time you did this either. This happened a long time ago too.
Crash outs are part of life. I think that's why we have friends, is so that we can have a place to work these out together.
I don't think I've ever crashed out like that before, ever though. Those 2 significant crash outs I've had, it was just like some crazy emotional breakdowns I've never experienced in my life before until then. So it's always weird to think like how am I experiencing such intensity with these emotions all of a sudden when before I was able to just kind of like block it out. Honestly, I think it's E, as Thurn just said.
I think E is part of it. I think part of it is also literally developing more emotional fluency with like being in touch with your own emotions. Like, because I also, this is an arc I recently went through where I was so dissociated. Like literally, that is the word, the clinical word I use, is I was dissociated from my emotions, so I didn't have to feel them. Because it was easier to live life that way. And the end result of that is that a lot of things build up in your head that you don't even know are there because you haven't been in touch with yourself for years to decades to your entire life. So then crash outs happen and you don't even understand why, right? And so I would rather be processing it in the moment, even if it means I kind of take a few arrows to the knee once in a while, like at a regular basis. I would rather do that than have the once every 3 to 5 years, like insane suicidal crash outs, right?
Kind of just let out the steam a little bit. Just don't let it like contain it where it explodes and can probably cause some mental and physical damage.
Right,
to yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just, it really woke me up and made me want to go do something about it finally, because I just had enough. I'm kind of.
I feel like it sounds like you've like landed in a pretty good place, actually. Like it sounds like you have a pretty solid idea, at least of your first few steps. You've actually taken a few steps already, like immediately, which is impressive.
I'm not a person to like sit around and wait either, right? So I had to go like figure something else out to do. But I feel like it's definitely changed me as a person, because I don't feel as aloof or silly, I guess, as I used to. You know what I mean? I feel a little bit more
Like grounded.
brought down, grounded,
Yeah.
kind of just. I've been scarred for sure, right? Like it's hard to explain, but I don't feel as what's the word I'm looking for? Chill as I used to be. Now I'm more. I feel like I have to take things a little bit more seriously these days.
I
So,
think the sort of dire reality of having a mortgage to pay and also debt to pay will
yeah.
probably do that.
Yeah, I guess it would. That's for
I've told a
sure.
lot of people that like buying a house is the thing that made me feel truly adult. Like I felt like I was
Yeah.
faking
Oh
it
my God.
until I owned a house, and then suddenly it was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a real bill that I have to really pay, or there will be real
Yeah.
consequences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is it's awful. Like sometimes I regret doing this, but I know at the same time, like, no, this is a good thing. Otherwise, you'd be renting and constantly worrying about like your landlord pulling the rug out from under you one day. Who knows, right? So, but yeah.
Honestly,
do
you
not
do not
buy
buy
a
a
house.
house right now. 3 is giving investment advice in chat.
Buy a house with a friend you can call like a forever friend, and then you can take care of that crazy bill once and for all.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
It is not an investment.
Go,
all
go
the homeowners in chat going like, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. Go fake marry your friend. Go buy a house. Keep your own sections and whatever. I don't know. Do something. Freak the system at this point.
I did the math. We did a back of the napkin calculation, my brother and I, about buying
Mm-hmm.
a house because he was thinking about it for a while, and then I was like, honestly, I don't think it. I mean, it depends on what time period you do it in. A lot of this is a crapshoot, but like the time
Yeah.
period that I bought a house in, I'm pretty sure if I were to do that, I was just saying this to him like off the cuff. I was like, I'm pretty sure if I did the math now that like the cost of my down payment versus the value my house is depreciated, like from an investment standpoint, which actually ideologically I'm opposed to the idea that housing should be an investment, but that's a different conversation. Anyway, from an investment perspective, I'm pretty sure it was not worth it. And my brother was like, very interesting. Let's do the math, because he's one of those people now. So we like
okay.
flipped over a napkin and just started doing the math. And he took my like down payment amount and he was like, what if we had taken this amount of cash and we had put it into the stock market in terms of like something really simple, right? Like not like a rocket ship stock or anything, just like an
Right.
ETF. If you don't know what an ETF is, it's like a conglomeration of a lot of different stocks. So it's like averaged over a bunch of companies. In my case, I really like to buy S&P 500, which is like the top 500 companies in the US, and then in that particular stock exchange, and then they like average it, and that's like the value of your share. So it's the average value of all 500 of those companies. If I had just put all of my it was like a crazy like $300,000 down payment. The Bay Area is insane. It's insane. I had to sell everything I own to buy it. If I had put that money into the stock market instead at that point in time, like would I have made more money from that in terms of like dividends and also increased value compared to the value of my house currently? And we did the math and it was like there was no comparison. Like I would have made so much more money in that period of time having that money in the stock market and just paying rent. Like
Yeah, and I'm just trying to explain to my parents, it's like, what's the point of owning a house? Just rent, right? Every day I feel like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have bought this place, but it does come with some benefits where, yeah.
There is a certain amount of like
Yeah.
the sense of ownership I think does make a really big difference, and like you mentioned, like it grounds you, it grows you up, which I don't know if that's a good
Yeah.
thing, but I feel like it's a good thing. I think I like
Right.
to feel that aspect of myself being more adult, so
No, I don't know. I have to review my mortgage next year because it's on a fixed term. I might even end up selling and buying another place, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Something I
closer
like
work
to-
or something.
something I like to ask whenever I do these kinds of conversations with my friends is what
Yeah.
is your like worst case scenario? Like let's say everything goes to absolute shit, like the stock market crashes and burns, you lose your job, like you can't pay your mortgage, you get foreclosed on. Like what does the worst case scenario look like to you in your head? If you were to go full doomer, what is the absolute worst?
How honest do I want to be here?
Okay, that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
the way that I have thought about it has been that, like, the reason I bring this up, and like, don't answer it because you don't want to be here, but just for you to muse on later on. The reason I bring it up is because I find actually a weird amount of comfort in knowing what my worst case scenario looks like. Which for me has always actually been suicide. Like, I'm just gonna say, I've been really open with chat about this. Like, I have had suicide ideation since I was literally, the earliest I can remember is when I was 9. Yeah, I think I was, the earliest clear thought I remember is I was 9.
I think it becomes a problem when I keep saying, I'd rather just die at this point, but I say that a little too much.
Right, yeah.
You know what
Like,
I mean?
I agree with
So,
that. Yeah, it's something we
yeah.
have to be really careful about when we're the kinds of people who are like susceptible to that kind of thinking, right?
Yeah.
But the thought that I've always found kind of in a morbid way interesting to explore is like, what is the extreme I would have to be pushed to like actually do the deed? Which is an incredibly dark thought. But I think it's, when you're the kind of person who deals with suicide ideation, it's the kind of thought that like is actually very helpful to explore. If you're in the right headspace for it. Obviously, if you're like actively suicidal, do not engage with this exercise. But when you feel like you're in a pretty good spot, when you have a good support system, when you have people to talk to about it, I think it's a really helpful exercise because it gives you a really strong sense of what those boundaries look like. And when you get close to it, you know you're in trouble. And so I have a really good sense of like, oh, this is a point at which I'm not doing good and I need to go ask for help. So whereas before I didn't really, I would just get closer and closer and closer to the cliff because I didn't know where the cliff was. It was bad. Yeah. But it is part of knowing yourself. Yeah.
I think that's kind of where I'm at right now because I don't know where that cliff is.
Yeah.
But with the most recent issues I've had, my thoughts have kind of explored and thought about self-harm. Fortunately, I never acted out on any of that, right?
Yeah.
Because I have been trained as like a mental health first aid person, and I've gone through therapy myself, so I have the tools on how to take care of myself in case something like that does happen to me.
Yeah.
So like I don't have that issue currently, but holy fuck, when things are so dire, you really need to be very careful about where
it's a
you are
slippery
and what you're
slope.
doing. Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't, especially people who don't struggle with this, they don't realize how much we're just like a hop and a skip away from the cliff. Like it's right there.
It's kind of nuts, especially it's not even just finance, it's just like all kinds of things will be brought up from like every failure that you could ever think of will start to compound on you, and then it really starts to pull you in really quickly. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of which, these kinds of topics tend to be censored by algorithms. So this is another example of where I don't want to fall for the algorithmic nonsense. But
yeah,
this is the luxury of stream, though, is that like you have your captive audience and you're like you're not susceptible to the algorithm in the, at least within the window of your stream. So I do enjoy that about streaming.
I don't care when I'm kind of tipsy right now too, so anything's just gonna fall out of my mouth at this point. So
okay.
Yeah.
I sort of have two last things I want to explore. We touched on one of them already a little bit, so I'm going to go back to that after that, which was the like, what are your next steps thing. But the other question is, I wanted to end on kind of a more positive tone of like, clearly you still enjoy content creation. Content creation is a very broad term, so whatever creative aspects of whatever that may be for you. I want to ask you to list, and anyone in chat also who does this, let's do this as a group exercise. Like, what are the aspects of it? Like the specific actions you take in the process of making content that bring you joy. Whether that's like, and that includes like the post, like after you're done posting something, like going through comments, for example, might be like, for me, that's one of the primary sources of joy is when I read comments after. That's why I'm always begging chat for comments, because not even to bump on the algorithm, but because I like comments and I will like reread comments on my videos. That for me is like one of the reasons I stick around, for lack of a better term, is like I enjoy that aspect. Yeah. So if you were to list, let's say like the top 3 things for what you enjoy in the process, what are the 3 activities, the 3 actions?
I like making something that people like to watch and understand and enjoy. So I guess in a general way to look at it, I like views, I guess, is a way, because in a way you can measure the success of something on how many views it has. But I think more in a sense that people enjoy what I put out there and can come back to it and replay it and watch it or reference it or comment on it, like you said. Yeah, I do like reading comments about things too. I think a big part of why I like doing content creation, because it just, every once in a while just feel like I need to make something, and I think one of the best ways
like
for me personally to express my creativity is through video editing, because that's what I did prior to being a YouTuber per se, like the person on camera. I was the person putting things together because I liked being that part. I like being kind of the stage director, the producer, the editor, whatever, just not the focus of attention before until I kind of like the background work and doing
I
stuff
like stage
that.
managing better than I like acting.
Exactly, right. I guess just content creation is just, I don't know, it's just, I guess after doing it for so long, it's the only thing that I know that I like to do just daily. It's just fun. I don't know what that means though. What content creation can be really anything. It's such a broad term now. It could be drawing, it could be cosplay, it could be videos, whatever. So it's a thing that I enjoy to do because it could just literally be anything at this point. I don't have to share it, but it's just like a term that covers all my hobbies. So
yeah,
I don't know what else I could say. Yeah.
When would you say is the last time you made something like just for yourself?
Oh, just for myself? Clorvia.
That's a really good recent example. Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't give a shit what people thought if they didn't resonate with it or not. I mean, that was like an ulterior like goal, maybe like it would break the internet. It didn't really do break the internet, but that was fine because I got to fucking do Clorvia and I thought that was awesome. So
if hypothetically you had posted, if you had posted those Clorvia videos and like nobody liked it, like I don't know, 30 people liked it, like some obscenely low number.
Shit.
You wouldn't give a shit.
You know why? Because I go back to those photos all the time and be like, yeah, we fucking did this. It's awesome. Fucking love looking at these photos. They're great. Hell yeah.
Sapporo has been screaming. You're right, Kami. I'm just ignoring her now.
I can't hear on my mic. It's really funny. Just the Clorvia is a great example because I remember asking you many times to do this, right? And fortunately, there was an opportunity thanks to one of our friends to make it happen. So appreciate that very much. And yeah, like every once in a while, I'll go back to those photos and like, this was a very wonderful time for me. And I'm so happy that I got to experience it.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't care what people think or not share it or whatever. I mean, I think the only time it did blow up was on TikTok. And it was over that stupid 7-second video that was just kind of like,
oh, that did kind of with the shoes.
Yeah. That's, I don't know why that one, I think it's my biggest TikTok now, which really upsets me, but.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's like almost 1 million views.
Okay, yeah, TikTok does go a little crazy with the snowballing.
Weird. Yeah, but regardless of that, today I was just going through my Instagram and I stopped by the photos like, oh yeah, we fucking did this. It's awesome. Okay. And then just kind of moved on.
Yeah.
I was happy to see that. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I like to ask this question periodically. I've actually started wondering if maybe I need to do some kind of like a monthly check-in with myself or quarterly check-in with myself where I ask myself this question. Like, when was the last time I did something purely for myself? Because I realized
Can you answer that? When was the last thing
well, for me, it would be Simple Folds. That was the video that I put out 2 months ago. And appropriate to the spirit of the project, it got very little attention. Yeah. And like on one hand I was like, I mean, I didn't feel super negatively about it, so miffed is kind of a strong word for this, but I was a little miffed that it like didn't perform well at all.
You really put your heart and soul into and enjoyed while you still enjoy what you did.
Exactly.
Like, I wish people also kind of understood that I really like this and it resonated with everyone
else.
Right,
exactly.
Whatever.
Like, I wish more people had the chance to see this thing that I poured a lot of my heart and soul into because I really, really, really enjoyed the process. But also, like, I'm not that bothered about it because, like, what matters isn't how many views it got. What matters is that I really, really, really enjoyed the process.
Yeah, I know,
and, like,
exactly.
I rewatched it obsessively many times because I was super proud of what I had done.
Yeah,
not just me, but, like, everybody involved because I had happened to pull in a lot of friends for that project. And it was just, like, it was cool that, like, I got to see everybody flex their abilities like that. It's unfortunate that, like, nobody else got to see them flex their abilities like that. But I think my mind has come around on this in the sense that, like, now instead of going like, oh, I'm sad that this didn't get attention because we did so good on it, instead I'm like, these people are missing out on this hidden gem that, like, we put our artistry into. And it is just like just true that there exists so many works out there that are like this. Like, I frequently stumble onto videos that have like 800 views and it's like one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And that's just like how the algorithm is sometimes, and that's okay. So
have you shared it with anyone else when given the opportunity? Just like, check out this thing I did. It didn't do great, but I am proud of it. Like, this is my favorite child here. enjoy my child.
There aren't a lot of opportunities to like have that conversation, I guess, but
Okay.
I think my goal is just to have at least one project. Thank you, chat, for hyping me up. I'm glad you guys liked it. I did too.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I like streaming stills, because I'm like, everyone who's in chat, like given how low our CCV is, everyone here is here like for us, you know?
Oh yeah, like the people that are still here, I know they're here for me.
Exactly,
right? And that
exactly.
feels good. Like when
Exactly.
you break it down into like, how many people are in here now? 115 people shared. That's a big fucking room of people.
It's
so,
a huge
you know what I
room of
mean?
people.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
a lot of people watching you, and I think that's really cool.
Yep.
I think prior to the Corvia stuff, I think it's the Quizmaster stuff that I did, especially the little movie trailer thing, because I remember I came up with that like literally the morning I woke up, and then I went home and hard locked in on doing that right away. I called up a friend that like helped voice it. We got it done in 6 hours, and I got it posted in time for April Fools. And I still watch that stupid trailer over and over again,
Yeah.
just because I just love it. I love the drama that and just the over seriousness of it that I put into it. And I don't know, maybe I do like acting and movie and voicing and things. Maybe that is a path I need to go into, because cosplay is essentially acting too as well, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it might be something I have to really, really think about moving forward.
I think it's something to like do intentionally versus something that we kind of allow to happen sometimes when we are allowed a little treat, you know, which I think is how a lot of us kind of approach it, is like, I guess I'm allowed to have some fun now. It's just like a really burnout-y kind of mindset, right? Like if you never have fun, why would you stick around? Why would you still be here? Yeah. So
Wow.
I think that's why I'm just thinking out loud now. I like feel like I'm missing some kind of a, oh my god, I was listening to a podcast. My favorite Chinese podcast is called 故事 FM. It's like it's called 故事 just means story, so Story FM. And they're inspired by This American Life, actually, which is maybe the single most popular English podcast in existence. And it's just very like normal stories from normal Americans is the concept for This American Life, and so that's a very broad range of people. And so 故事 FM similarly is like very normal stories from very normal Chinese people, and it's like you get all kinds. And they did an episode recently that was just like a bunch of people who, have you heard of FIRE? FIRE? It's like what was it? Financially Independent Retire Early, I think is what it stands for. And it's this like movement where it sounds like a kind of movement where you're like, I'll make as much money as possible and then like retire early, but that's like not the spirit of the movement at all. It's like define for yourself. The long and short of it is that their entire philosophy is like, it can be encapsulated with the simple idea of like, determine a number at which you could like sort of comfortably live by your whatever those terms may be for you. Define the terms and then the money needed to like supply those terms. And I realized in retrospect, I was listening to this, like it's a bunch of people telling their own FIRE stories. Everybody's is crazy different. Everybody's numbers are crazy different. I realized that that's what I had done, is that I had hit a point where I did the math, and it's not that I'm like retired, like I have to work for the rest of my life still. The difference is that I have enough saved that I can now choose my work. If it means I have to work a like minimum wage job for the rest of my life, I will do it. But I can make that choice now. So that's like that's kind of what the FIRE movement is. But like, this is my version of FIRE, right? I'm not retired by their definition, but by my definition, I am. Like I'm retired from the work that I don't want to do. I now have the luxury to choose my work. So, oh my god, I can't remember how I got on this topic. I had a different point I was trying to make. The ADHD hit again. Anyway, I guess FIRE is relevant to this conversation anyway, because we were talking about your financial independence as well. But
when you say FIRE, I can remember what Yasha came up with. I think it was Yasha. Dink. Double income, no kids. Yeah.
Double income, no kids.
That's a fun one too.
That is a fun one. Your dink aunts. Everybody has dink aunts. Oh shit! Resubbing with the word dink.
Dink. Just realized I had a resub there. Can you believe it's been 4
Do
years
I
since
have a
we've known
resub
each other? What the heck?
I don't have a resub for you right now, damn.
That's
It's 49 months. We're passing the same $5 bill back and forth, except
Yeah, I know,
every
that's all we're
time Daddy
doing.
Bezos takes
Yeah,
$250.
Bezos takes a little bit more out of it. It was like, here you go, Bezos. Take your money. Get out of here, you bastard.
Horrible. And it's like, that's actually, that circles back again to the original point, which was like about Patreon and stuff, where you were like, oh, I kind of want one place for it all. But like, Patreon and Ko-Fi are so much better about the percentage share.
Yeah. I have to think about how to really weave that into like my spaces now, I guess. and just make it accessible. I mean, I have a coffee. I don't have a Patreon anymore. I used to for a while. But yeah, it's just I felt like I didn't have anything to offer, so it's just like, what's the point of keeping it around? And I didn't want to have more revenue streams open to like look after and manage, because that's just such a tax nightmare too. Yeah, I recently hired a CPA too now, so everything should be in order. So everything is correct. I still owe the IRS. I still got to pay them, which is fun.
I keep forgetting you owe like American taxes for some reason.
Yeah, because I didn't fill out like the forms for YouTube and stuff like that. So they did. I think they did withheld money for me when I got paid, so I have to pay those taxes, get it back, put it into Canada, and then they can reimburse me for it, kind of thing. It's really complicated and stupid, but it's something I have to like take care of. Honestly, I feel like dissolving my business and just going back to like, I make some money, but
that's where I'm at too. Yeah,
kind of thing, you know?
The LLC filing stuff is like really complex, and now that we're not really making money from this anymore, I'm kind of like, is there a point?
Yeah, I just kind of want to shut the company down and just kind of go back to keeping the money only in PayPal. And just
it's costing me like
at it.
literally over $1,000 a month just in like filing expenses at this point, plus CPA fees. So I'm like, I don't think it's worth it. I'm losing money on that at that point. I'm not making $1,000 a year on this anymore.
No, definitely not. It's not. So it's something I'm
which is
probably
crazy, because you said you peaked at like 60K for the year. I peaked at 40K for the year, which was still pretty insane. And to go from those numbers, from 40K or 60K down to maybe 1,000 a year is like, whoa.
Yeah. No, like, especially with Hoyoverse, because I think Hoyoverse just kind of ruined what I think people should be getting paid. Maybe, I don't know. Like, obviously, like a bunch of companies can't afford the same rates that Hoyoverse was putting forth.
Even Hoyo was, I'm just gonna straight up say it, even Hoyo was severely underpaying most of us.
Were they?
Like, for the work we were doing.
Because they were the ones paying the most for me at the time, at least from what I understood.
Right. And even then, it's like,
yeah, but they definitely tried to undercut me a lot, for sure.
Most of the time for these kinds of, just so for chat's benefit, because you guys probably haven't seen fully under the hood, even though I think Rin and I have both been really transparent about these kinds of things.
To an extent. I don't know if we can talk too much about it.
I don't think I can tell the exact numbers for NDA purposes. What I will say is that like the number of hours I work for any of these contracts, with one notable exception, the one time they paid me properly, I was like, oh damn, that's nice. Every other instance for every game. Actually, Ensemble Stars paid me well too, but for everyone else,
I'm still so surprised Ensemble Stars even gave me like a contract.
I was really cheesed when I saw them like commissioning more people. Like I think Will did a cover for them too, Will Stetson. I was very excited about that because I'm a big Will stan. But that's I mean, it's in like the VAT, like 99% of the contracts, we are working for under minimum wage. Like if you do the math on the hours and then if you remove whatever fees you might be paying editors, for example, because you don't have time, you have to be like doing the travel for the vlog or whatever that they're asking you for. Or in many cases, they don't even pay you. They reimburse you for the costs of the expense of the trip or whatever. And I'm just like, fuck you, bro. I have strong feelings. But anyways, you do the math and it's less than minimum wage, like 90% of the time.
Yeah, I think most of my gigs were like, I think there were like 2 gigs with Hoyo that I thought paid fairly given the time and what I had to do and what I got out of it. I thought it was fair.
Yeah,
but
it's like
oftentimes it felt like, I could probably ask for more given the hours of work and effort I had to put in.
I think, if you do the cold hard math on the numbers of like hours spent, it's almost always poverty wages. But if you factor in like other things you get out of it in a passion pay kind of way of like, I get to go to Shanghai for this trip and that's really cool and have these experiences I've never had. Like for me, I was really excited to like go to LA and get to film in like an augmented reality studio and that was really cool. And like, I had the earpiece and everything. I like was the host for the show. Like it was a very exciting opportunity. I absolutely, I appreciate that was, actually that was the one gig they paid me really properly for. So I won't complain about that one. That was great.
What was what one was that?
That was the Honkai Impact third one too.
That was the Honkai Impact third
that one was paid. I like gave them an offer I didn't think they would take, and then they first didn't want to do it, and then I kind of just twisted their arm. I was like, because in my mind I was like, literally, who else are you gonna ask? Like, who else can you go to for this concept? I'm the only one.
I mean, if you got that. Right.
I guess that's the thing about negotiation is when you know that you have the upper hand, you can just force your way through. So that's why that's the one gig I was paid properly for, is because I just stood my ground. I was just like, no.
I think that was like the only. That was the advantage I had with TCG, right? Because I was like the only creator that had like over 200,000 subscribers at the time, right? And they were really trying to push that project for a while.
So,
Yeah.
and I got to go to Shanghai out of it and visit Hoyoverse. So that was cool.
That did seem
was
like a really
pretty
cool
amazing trip.
opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I
I
got
don't want to
to-
sound ungrateful, right? Like I am very
Right.
grateful that Hoyo gave me these
Right,
opportunities, but
yeah.
at the same time, I'm like, it was also really fucked up of them to take advantage of us in a lot of other ways. I'm not going to just call it even. Like I still think it was pretty fucked up what happened.
I
And
mean-
it's especially bad because we knew a lot of people, still know a lot of people who like literally worked there, and we know it wasn't their fault either.
Yeah.
But they're the ones who had to like take the brunt of the criticism of this
Right,
kind of
yeah.
thing. And
No,
it
like-
feels bad.
Don't get me wrong. The people that I did work with Hoyoverse, I love them.
I
All
love
of They were
them, yeah.
great people to work
I
with.
agree.
It's just unfortunately they had to play with such a tight budget that it's just like, damn it.
Yeah.
But I do want to like, it was still like a good opportunity and good experience, and like it was still pay at the end of the day. So yeah, the Shanghai trip though was definitely super worth it because
I
got
love
to
your
try
little
all kinds
helpful
of
photo
things.
shoot. That made me so happy.
Yeah, I'm
still
so
wanna do
glad
one.
I actually went through with that because I almost chickened out at the last second. And even that, I went to like a totally different city to go try it out. I should have gone with someone because I couldn't talk to anybody. It was the
Wait,
most
you just went
difficult
alone for
thing
that?
ever.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, I went alone. There was one Hanfu shoot I went alone. I don't remember what city it was. It was like further west, like 2 hours away down like the freeway. I was just by myself. I know it was.
I did not know you did that. That's
No one spoke
crazy.
English. I'm gonna look up the city. Hang on. Let
I
me
thought
look up
our
China.
mutual friend who will remain unnamed, I thought they like
They helped me
accompanied
on
you
the
for
second
shoot.
one. They helped me on the second one. Blep's wife suggested that place to me because they got to go do it there, and it
I
was
see.
during New Year's too, so they had like that whole thing going on.
Okay.
But they also mentioned another place that they went to a little bit further west on their own.
Oh.
Suzhou, that's where it is. Suzhou.
Oh, Suzhou,
That's where I
oh.
went. Yeah. No one's.
Suzhou's really good for these shoots. Yeah.
Yes, but I had no one with me.
Yeah.
I'm
It's harder to find
literally-
English speakers out there. Yeah.
I'm literally by myself with just my whatever I'm wearing with a backpack in the middle of nowhere. I could barely get by. It was very scary, but
Yeah.
it was something, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
I like to like muse on these kinds of experiences a lot also because I think it reminds me to sort of like I don't want to gaslight myself into thinking like these people weren't taking advantage of me, etc. But I also can recognize that this sort of content creation arc that I sometimes feel very bitter about, that it brought me life experiences that I wouldn't have had. There's no way I would have had these experiences if not for this really weird arc of my life where like
I mean,
sure, it was rocky and
We
stressful
wouldn't
and
be
I burned
talking
out.
right now, basically, if we
Yeah,
this didn't happen.
we
You
would
know what
not
I
be
mean?
friends. We would not be friends if it were not
we
for this
would
arc.
literally not be friends. I'm so as far disconnected as I could have been from you when we met, and fortunately
There's,
for you,
like-
or fortunately,
It would have been
you
possible
old-
for us to meet through like Love Live community back in the day. That would have been
Probably,
possible.
right? But it was
Yeah.
kind of like teetering out at the time too. Anyway, the
That's
only
fair,
reason
yeah.
why I stopped by your stream that one time was your silly little Liyue pronunciation guide, and I was like, I'm gonna go visit this person because I thought they were kind of cute and cool. I'm gonna go say hi. So
Yippee!
yeah.
Yeah,
And
this video
so-
that I cuss out all the time for ruining my life. I also like, it
Yeah.
opened a lot of very interesting doors for me. And I think
Mm-hmm.
my entire life philosophy has always been very like path of least resistance. Like I will go the way I'm not a greedy person. I'm not the kind of person who can just like, unlike Rin, I think Rin is I think you're a very disciplined, like I will knuckle down and get this done. Sometimes very spite driven, right? Like, oh, they said I can't do this. Well, then I'm going to do it and
Yeah.
show them. Like, I think you're
No,
one of
no.
these people. And I'm a
Accord-
very like,
I don't know
that
if Accord's in
seems
chat, but
fun
yes.
/ easy. So I'm going to go do
Yeah.
it.
I don't know if
So-
Record is still in this chat, but he's known me the longest, and yes, I am definitely that. If you try to tell me I can't do it, I will fucking do it just to
I'll
piss
show
you
you.
off.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah. I will
Exactly.
go do that thing you think I can't do. So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of a little bit the opposite of that. I'm like, oh, this seems convenient right now, or like it seems like that's kind of the negative way to put it. The more positive spin on it is like I believe in serendipity, and I think that if the universe is pointing at me to go down this path, then by God, I will go down this path, because I think we are faced with many forks in the road in our lives, and so the question of how you decide what path to go down is very different for everybody. And for me, it's very like, what's the vibes like? Like what are the vibes down this way? And that's how I ended up here, and sometimes I'm really bitter about that, and I I regret my decisions, and I'm like, oh, if only I hadn't like stopped doing music in 2021 to do like VTubing and then streaming, maybe I would be really successful in music now.
Right.
But also it's not a productive way to think, and also when I really think about it, like there are so many like friendships in my life and also experiences in my life, then I always say like the most valuable thing to me in my life, the one most valuable thing to me in my life is my friendships. And so if I'm gonna say that, then I should also appreciate the friendships that these maybe kind of unwise decisions brought me to, right? Like I don't get to regret decisions that brought me friends that I would be really sad to not have in my life. I don't get to I don't get take backs. If I value what I have right now, I don't get take backs. So
Right. Well, for what it's worth, I do appreciate that we did get to cross paths.
yeah.
And I do enjoy your music, so I do hope you do find success
Thank
with
you.
it in the future.
I hope the algorithm will give me another chance.
Yes.
Please, Daddy YouTube.
Don't call YouTube daddy, please.
I'm hitting the desperation point where I'm like, maybe I will grovel. Maybe I will just follow the algorithm's
Maybe I'll
whims
play the
and
game
succumb
just
to
a
it
little
for a
bit
moment.
until I can like stand out amongst them all, and then I can finally do my own thing. That's kind of like
I think
yeah.
that's actually a very fair point. It's like, what if we did just play by the rules of the game for a short while and
Which I have been. I feel like I have, especially with Infinity Nikki. I did play by the rules.
yeah, I
and it
mean,
did
and
work,
that
right?
did work.
So yeah.
You just like, because those won't last forever. So the moment the rules
No.
change again, the question is like, will you follow it one more time through another iteration?
Yeah.
And it sounds like for the Infinity Nikki one, you played by the rules for a cycle, and then when the cycle shifted, you didn't follow it. It's all you chose not to follow it. Yeah.
With Genshin and Infinity Nikki, it was the same thing because I kind of started doing guide content, got burned out.
Yeah.
Worked with Infinity Nikki, got burned out again. What's next? I
Yeah.
don't know. So
Yeah. Well, so then that is my final question, and I have asked it a few times now, but like, what is your top priority going forward? If you could phrase it as like one clean priority, where are you at?
right now it's just to kind of reset my workspace.
I like that.
Reset my just outlook on everything right now, kind of do some soul searching and figure out like what exactly do I enjoy doing, which is kind of what I've been doing lately, just kind of going through the day, letting myself just enjoy what I want to do. If I want to go and stream, I'll stream. If I want to edit video, I'll edit a video. If I want to play Uma Musume for 9 hours in the day, I'll play Uma Musume for 9 hours in the day. Well, if I voice act with Say, I'll go voice act with Say. If I want to take a nap, whatever. If I want to try something new, yeah, I just kind of let my brain dictate what I want to do, whatever the mood is,
Yeah.
and then see where it goes from there.
I feel like that's a really powerful exercise, because at least for me, that's the thing I struggle the most with. It's like, if you ever sit me down, you're like, Ying, what do you want to do right now? I'll always
Yeah.
look at you and be like, well, I know the 20 things I'm supposed to be doing right now, but I don't know what I want to be doing right now. I've never been able to answer that question. So the fact that you're able to just kind of follow your like whims, I'm jealous of, actually. I think that's a really cool exercise to do. I
Really?
don't know how.
Huh.
I can't do it, even if I wanted to. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
It's
a
just,
superpower,
I wake
I
up
think.
and I'm just like, I want to take a nap. I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm gonna get up. All right, now I feel like watching anime. I'll go do that. And I blasted through all the Uma Musume anime seasons because of
I
that
still need to
now, so-
watch. I need to watch the Musume anime.
It's a nice feel good story. Definitely recommend. But yeah, just I think the one constant right now is voice acting over and over again. It has been something I've been keeping up with and doing. It's just now a matter of, okay, let's take this seriously and see what happens here. Maybe this might be the thing I need to do.
That makes sense.
So, yep.
Cool. Well, on that note, we are overtime. I'm sorry. I think we both were supposed to cut off at 10ish, but
I don't care. I'm just ranting and just yapping right now. It's
I hope
kinda
this
cathartic,
was it helpful
actually.
for you? Do you feel
It was very cathartic to get a lot of those feelings
Okay.
out. Yeah, so I appreciate giving me a space to just yap in your ear about, and while kind of letting chat know my honest and true feelings that I've been going through, rather than just kind of masking it the entire time.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I feel like you have been pretty open with your chat also about a lot of this. Like what are the parts that are it's their first time hearing it?
I guess really detailed feelings, or rather what has happened to me behind the scenes, like with the crash out, right? It's just like, it just sounds like, oh, I need to take a break. No, I was freaking in tears, dude. It was so frustrating to be kind of stuck in such a position that, like, I drove to work that day, kind of like I woke up like just stressed out. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
As soon as I got to work, I looked at my phone. I was in the parking lot.
I messaged my boss like, I have to go home. I can't take this right now. And I drove back home. That was like a 45-minute drive there and a 45-minute drive back.
Oh, I've been there. Yeah.
Right. And I haven't. That was just such an episode of stress when I got home. Yeah, it was awful. It was just really awful. I haven't told anyone about that other than like whoever knows my private account. So, yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like opening up with these kinds of vulnerabilities to your audience makes you feel like, does it change anything for you?
It helps. I feel like it helps let people know how to understand what I'm going through, at least, because I think a lot of the time, even as content creators, we don't show that side of ourselves, right? We try to keep that
very
stuff away.
selectively, like you get to see
very
this
select-
bit,
It depends
but
on like
not
what
all
kind
of
of person you are, right? Because I don't want people to worry about me either, or like
Exactly,
dote on
yeah.
me or anything like that, right? But
yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm begging. I don't want to worry anyone. Yeah, exactly.
right.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring that up too much to everybody. So
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like everything else we've discussed today, it's a balance, right? Like oversharing is a concept that exists.
Yes. Right.
We're
and,
not here
like,
to overshare.
I think that was another thing, right? Because I feel like we talk about parasocialism of like chat with the streamer. Like maybe I'm being parasocial with my own chat.
That's exactly
Maybe.
it though. Is I don't think enough
Yeah.
content creators think about that side of things.
Yeah,
That we are
right.
actually dependent on our communities,
That's
like
what I feel like
emotionally,
sometimes, yeah.
more than people realize. Yeah, it's not a one-way street. Parasocialism is a two-way street. Like it cuts both ways. So
Yeah.
yep.
So it's something I had to like definitely reassess and kind of rethink for myself here.
Yeah. Or as we say in my chat, we put the socialism in parasocialism.
Yes, we do.
Our parasocialism.
It's our parasocialism now. Yeah.
All right. Any final questions from chat? Final
Yeah.
or final words of support for Rin also, if you have any.
Thank
I think a lot of people have been
you.
dropping them through the stream, which was really sweet.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, Ren, for the Risa. Ren, I met in Japan actually when I went there for a Love Live concert. I think it was Fifth Live, and I think even another live we met down there. And this is before we were both transitioned, right? And it was great. Like it's just someone I just met abroad, and they edited for me for a while too. It was awesome. So and they're still around the community, so I appreciate that very much. Yeah.
Amazing. Look at these emojis and words of love for you. Maru, thanks for sticking around. I didn't realize you were in there until you said something.
You'd be surprised, like how many of like close friends of ours that lurk our streams quietly and just
Yeah!
listen in. It's kind of nuts.
They tell me sometimes, or they'll like
Yeah.
reference something I said in chat in stream, and I'm just like, why do you know that I said that?
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's kind of weird. It's like, oh man, I should be careful what I say sometimes.
Because I always, I operate off the assumption that they don't have time to be sitting in chat all day. You know,
No,
we
that's what I
stream
mean,
a long
like,
time. Like,
I don't expect my friends to go to my stream, but they do, and I'm just like, what are you doing here?
leave.
Yeah,
It's
feels
like when
weird
your
for you
mom
to
shows
watch.
up to your band concert. Like,
Yeah,
it feels wrong.
yeah. No, like Accord, for instance, who wasn't here earlier. Yeah, Accord. I've known Accord since I was 2 years old. We've known each other for almost like 40 years now, something like that. It's getting there. It's getting there at least, right? It's kind of nuts. So when I see Accord in the chat, like, Accord, what are you doing here? Like, this is not the community that you would usually poke your head into. But hey, you're in here, so that's cool, I guess, right? So
Like,
that's
thanks for
awesome.
hanging out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Great
don't-
ending note.
I don't see questions. I just see well wishes and thank
I
yous.
do just see well wishes. Yeah.
So, oh well, maybe the next stream might pop up. I'll probably get questions from people anyway. I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
the
mean,
next
it
stream will
sounds
be
like you have a brainstorm stream to host. So
I feel like my next stream is gonna have a bit of a different air to it, especially after letting all these feelings out there now for people to know about. So, but yeah, I like overall, I don't think I'm gonna quit. I'm probably gonna try to find some way to stick into it, but I'm going to try to separate the idea of having to make money from what I'm doing and just kind of brace for impact at this point and see what happens.
success.
Yeah.
The stream title came true. I was like,
Oh
we
my
were setting up
God.
for the stream, and I was like, Rin, what's our clickbait title? And then we landed on, help me stop Rin from quitting content creation.
I guess it works. Good job, everyone.
Honestly, like my honest opinion is that you can't keep us away. Like I think a lot of us will burn out and then we will just come back. Like Rin was just saying, you were like, I have the itch sometimes, right? Like I think we just have the itch. And like whether we post it or not is a different question, but we will still make things. Posting it is an optional step. I think that's the mindset I want to get to, is like I made this for me and I can decide if I want to post it or not.
I also feel like Rin wouldn't. No, I definitely wouldn't. I don't quit. I hate quitting. It's just, I hate to lose. Nothing makes me more upset when I lose. I think it's just like the competitive aspect to me too, where I love a competition. I love leaderboards. I love the attention of being number one or something like that. And I fucking
number one Ambermain.
I hate it. I absolutely hate being that kind of person. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm so stubborn. It's such a bad thing, but it could be a good thing. It could be a strength to me sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
I do want to call out Three's comment, which is quitting is not necessarily losing. I actually think that my number one flaw is that I don't know when to quit. I think there's a lot of places where I have like sunk costs and then I just keep letting the costs sink in instead of like stopping.
I think that's it. It's just like a sunk cost fallacy. And I was like, oh, I put so much time into it at this point. Why should I quit now? Just keep going. I would
do that with my like romantic relationships a lot. That was like a big issue for me, is that like, well, we were already together for this long, like it feels like a waste if I call it off now.
No.
And I'm very like, well, I'm not a quitter. And that's when the I'm not a quitter mentality sets in, is like these really problematic times. In all other instances, I'm like, and now I will quit.
That's a TA I want to talk to you about later, actually.
Oh yeah, let's yap later.
Let's yap later about that.
But I for me also it was like my job, like a job I should have left years ago. I just like I let it keep leeching off of me for years beyond where I should have quit. And like these are all, I think learning to get better at quitting is like a major skill I have also picked up in the last like several years.
Yeah, I just got to separate quitting as like a failure. It's more
like exactly. Yeah,
a strategic retreat kind of like thing.
Right. Like sit down, write out the pros and cons, write out your priorities and what you value. Basically what we did in this conversation is like, what do you like about content creation? Are you still doing those things that you like? Are you still getting that out of it? As long as you're still getting that out of it, maybe it's worth not quitting. Like, what does quitting mean in this context even? Is it like just streaming for fun? Is it just not doing shorts anymore? Like it's different for everyone, right? So you have to define the parameters and then frame it as you need to in your head. It's not always that quitting is losing. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Huh.
Gabby's like, I usually quit just because it's too much energy.
It's a very productive conversation for sure.
This was good. This was very good. Yeah,
that was good. I appreciate it very, very much.
I look forward to your brainstorming stream. I think we're gonna get some fun, maybe coffee offers from you.
I don't want chat to just all of a sudden like start donating to me either or anything like that. Please don't do that.
But like, why not? If they want to support you, why would you stop?
Yeah, like if you want to, sure, but don't like. I don't want people's pity either. That's the thing. That's all.
They're buying a good or a service from you that brings them value.
We will explore the looks. I do have to post about the 8 years Twitch partner anniversary coming up anyway. So yeah, we'll take a look. It is kind of crazy. I know you started in 2011, but it's like, fuck.
I was 2011 on YouTube, but 2021 on Twitch, so.
Okay, I think it was 2014 on YouTube and 2017 on Twitch. I think that's how it went. And my first video on YouTube was me singing a song, actually. It was a cover.
Your first video was a cover?
Yeah. It was for like it was for Atlas. There's like a cover competition for Persona Q going on at the time, and I won that, so that was really cool. Yeah.
Is it still on your channel?
I have it privated. I'll send it to you. You can look at it if you want to.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna play Persona first, and then which Persona?
It's Persona Q. It's one you probably won't play. It's like a spin-off one for the Nintendo 3DS, so it's very. You don't have to worry about it too much.
I only have P5 Royal, so.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Oh shit! A gift sub to Milana. Is Milana here? I didn't think I saw her in chat. Another one of my favorite like people to talk to about this question.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay. You can play Persona. If you guys haven't seen Maru's Joker cosplay.
Maru, okay, listen here. When Maru was Joker, I was like, Maru is my canon Joker for sure.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Joker and Dunhung.
That's
Yes,
Maru's
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
canon of
Maru's
those
my
two
canon
characters.
Joker, and also
Wait.
Chainsaw Man Aki canon.
Yeah. Wait, bye. I leave.
Hold on, I need to pull up your Joker cosplay. They need
Pull
to
it
see
up.
it. It's so good. They need to see it. They need to see it. Where
Yeah.
is it? Where is it? Why do I have to scroll so far? Maru,
This
why are
guy
you
too
so
mean.
good at posting?
Yeah. Are you such...
I
Wait,
am
can we
really
promo
bad at posting.
Maru's guest appearance at a local con in my city coming up here? Because that's happening.
Oh.
Maru's, I guess. I think it was what, MetroCon, I think it was called.
I found Dan Heng like multiple times, but I found Joker. I found Joker. Okay.
You should stop
Boom.
talking about Maru. Okay. We stopped talking
This
about
back to
Maru.
Renee. Nah, it's okay. We're ending anyway. It's great we're sending chat off with some eye candy to wrap up the
There you go.
stream.
Exactly.
You will be so happy to click this link.
Yeah. Click the link.
There's more. You can scroll on your own.
Yeah, chat. Also, chat, I posted more Chlorvia photos, except this time I was chlorined with oxygen.
Yeah!
That's on my Instagram.
You
can take a look
guys
those
shot
too
at
if
the
you want.
Rose Garden too, right?
Yeah. A bunch of families were coming up asking for pictures and things, which was really funny. So, yeah. There's also
Congrats.
the Chlorvia I did with Ying, and Chlorvia Rin's birthday was last Friday. Yeah, I reposted photos for that one.
You're a
Go look
real
at that
Chlorvia
too.
fan.
I love those two. Oh my god, I can die. I'm happy now. So,
All right. Is there anyone you want to raid? Let me see. Oh, Ozzy's streaming.
Say's still on right now, actually.
Oh,
That's
Say.
where I
We should probably
just
raid
won.
Say then.
Yeah.
I don't think what Say's can you drop it in chat? Let's go, Yuri.
That one.
Oh, Say so.
They're playing Undertale. Or I
My
don't know what-
favorite
it
game of
looks-
all time.
It looks like something else. It looks like a totally like different boss fight I've never seen before. It looks like they're tryharding it.
Wait, isn't this the new 10th anniversary?
Yeah, I think that's
This
what
is
it
the pacifist run Sans fight that got added. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think
that what
that's
that
what this is. I haven't checked it out yet, so this is
Yeah,
my guess.
it looks really hard right now, but yeah, I'll send my raid over there. So
Oh, it does look really hard.
yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm also setting up my raid. Yeah, okay, Jade. Oh my, okay. If you guys are here, you didn't go to the 10th anniversary Undertale stream, which I also didn't, but I saw it on Twitter after. There is added content. There's 10th anniversary added content to Undertale. One of them is extra dialogue from Asgore. Extra dialogue with Asgore at the
Yeah.
end, and then oh no, it wasn't Asgore. It was Flowy. I almost said some
Flowey.
extra names that would have been spoilers. You get extra dialogue. And then there's also extra pacifist run battle with Sans. I think at the
Oh.
same point that like
Yeah.
Megalovania battle would have happened or something.
I think
That's my guess,
what,
but I don't
think that's
I
what
don't know.
Say's doing right now, and it looks really fucking hard actually.
God, it looks I
Yeah.
haven't checked it out yet. So I don't know if that's what it is.
Okay.
That's my guess. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to do my stream outro, I guess.
Whether it's morning, afternoon, or
Afternoon or
evening,
Have a
have
wonderful,
a wonderful
time of day.
day.
I will see you
and
all next
yeah.
time.
See you
Go
later.
to Rin's brainstorming stream.
Bye bye.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.